I've been dreaming of. I moved into my dream house. No landlord to send me a bill. Join the Absa family and let's help you say yes to your dreams with tailored banking solutions from loans, mortgages, credit cards to digital banking and more. Make 2026 the year of yes with Absa. Your story matters.
You are listening to Citi 97.3 FM, the city's finest.
There can be no other 97.3. No need to change. Keep it tuned to Citi. You're number one. Don't look no further. We've got it all covered. Citi FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music. Talk. Inspiration. In perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Yes, to me,
The City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Hey, Andrea, challenge these days, new level crown. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life.
Hey.
I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank,
Oh, okay.
and that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better, Pa. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider.
Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I day aside, Fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Yeah, it's the 6th of August, 36 after 6. And just like that, the days are turning into weeks, weeks into months. Before you know it, it's another year already. So if you have anything to do, do it now. The cost of procrastinating that dream, as you will incur. Yeah, the price of procrastination today is that you will incur more cost tomorrow. If you choose to pursue that dream now, you have sacrifices to make. If you choose to postpone it, there's a price to pay. So choose what you want to do. Business is brought to you by APSA. This is 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Caleb Kuda. The City Breakfast Show, APSA Bank says going green is not just about saving the planet, it can save you real money. So install your solar panels, cut down your power costs, get an electric vehicle and reduce what you spend getting around. Switch to an energy efficient equipment and lower the cost of running your home or business. The APSA Green Finance Loan gives you what you need to make it happen. So walk into any of our branches, ask about the APSA Green Finance Loan. Terms and conditions apply. Richard Dalaska is here. Good morning, Sky.
Good morning. No, you like your phone number.
Oh, Charlie, hot hear me.
I know, right? Oh
my God, you should have warned me.
No, even me, don't worry. I told you, but you didn't listen. That's the problem.
The newspaper is brought to you by Fidelity Bank.
Yeah, so I have a number of newspapers this morning.
Please.
So let's do Chimpe.
Yes, we do Chimpe.
The Ghanaian Times says this morning, water quality improves slightly.
Okay.
But illegal mining still a threat. This is according to the Water Resources Commission. There is a photograph of Dr. Mauli Lumo.
Right.
Yes, that's my grandmother's, surname. Lumo. Yes. Also, the front page this morning, negotiations begin on flagship Volta corridor project. Comes with a photograph of Dr. Julius Debra, the Chief of Staff. And the President makes the front page. President Mahama inspires African Caribbean youth to become problem solvers.
All right, let me take you to Daily Guide this morning. NPP NDC lock horns over democracy, democopter crash anniversary also, and Achimota Forest prayer camp fee increased to 10 Ghana cedis. So if you want to go to Achimota Forest to pray, the cost has increased to 10 cedis. Said in Atamakuro still caged. This is Kwacho Fosu, and Obuasi Senior High Technical School students beat headmaster over baby burial claims. 6 arrested. You should see the videos, very gory images there.
Let me take you to the Chronicle. IMF warns Ghana over reliance on gold exports is very dangerous. Comes with a huge photograph of the Minister for Finance, Dr. Ato-Forson, here making a point. Also on the front page this morning, 2 caged for trafficking 11 Nigerians. And something here that says complete existing Accra-Kumasi highway to save lives. This is coming in from the minority following the gory accident we saw, or not accident, crash we saw on that road a couple of days ago.
Absolutely. Daybreak this morning, Ghana has sufficient fuel stock. This is NP assuring us NPP will hit the streets today with anti-democracy demo, and coming up, Boost Energy's national security and the 90,000 liters of slop. IMF blows the cover off gold bond losses. Records $14.5 of every $100 of gold purchase.
Let me take you to the New Republic. They say from AG's office to Galamsey Bonkers, a story about gold resources in our country. Then they publish a rejoinder from the lawyers of Angela List, which is demand for immediate retraction, front page apology, and notice of intended defamation action. Okay. This is in connection with an earlier publication they made calling the Madame Angela List Galamsey Queen. There's a full rejoinder here from Apatu Plange and Co., who are not happy and have acted on instructions of their client.
Right.
And then also there is another story here that says deportation bid backfires. CID Interpol run amok as Ghanaian asylum seeker vanishes. Details in the newspaper.
Daily Post, Professor Jampo dismisses NPP's democracy under attack protest as face-saving tactic. Mahama isn't suppressing free speech, but the law will arrest you if you threaten his life. This is Felix Kwachi Ofosu, and Gamanche throws weight behind Ghana Medical Trust Fund and pledges support.
The Daily Democrat says Sami Jemfi strips Kofi Bento naked over 200 million Ghana cedi claims. Also on the front page this morning, Pentecost University lecturer hails Mahama's 2 Ghana cedi fuel price cut. And MOFA backs RUDN graduates to advance Feed Ghana.
Okay, the final one I have is the inside. 2 Ghana cedi price cut. Varsity lecturer hails Mahama's intervention as strategic and timely. I guess it's the same person you just referenced. And in Nkrumah and the Kulungugu bomb attack, the day a bouquet of flowers nearly changed Ghana's history. There are other stories here as well. If you go online quickly, citynewsroom.com. I don't feel safe. I feel my mouth will put me into trouble. This is miracles. NPP stages democracy under attack demo today. Ghana's per capita GDP growth has averaged 1.1% over 65 years. This is Professor Attah, and there is more attributed to him. Why Ghana's economy remains structurally weak? Professor Attah identifies 5 key challenges. If you go to citynewsroom.com, you get all the details. Social media, substance abuse contributing to indiscipline among students. This is Clement Park. And UGMC rejects Michael Blankson's claims over death of 83-year-old mom. If you go to channel1newsonline.com this morning, economic development starts with morality and ethics. Professor Attah is speaking. Hanan Edubuahin, lawyers protest Chief Justice's vacation trial directive. And AMA calls for demolition of structures along the Agboglosi drain buffer zones. Who will do that? Is the question. So, judiciary is romancing the executive miracles. Abuaji defends NPP protest. Lawyers for Hanan Wahab Abdubuahin protest vacation trials. We've brought you that from other websites. And if you go to the High Street Journal this morning, 1 year on, has Ghana made any meaningful headway in the Galamsey fight after their demise? Big question the High Street Journal is asking in relation to the tragic death of the faithful 8.
Let me take you now to the details of some of the lead stories we have this morning. Page 3 of the Chronicle has the lead story for that newspaper. The IMF is warning Ghana of reliance on gold exports and saying that that is a dangerous course to take. Richard Owusu Achao writes that the International Monetary Fund has warned Ghana against becoming overly dependent on gold exports, cautioning that the country's recent macroeconomic recovery, though impressive, is increasingly being driven by a single commodity whose fortunes are dictated by global market conditions. Now, the warning is contained in the IMF's 2026 Article 4 consultation report on Ghana. Now, the report was released after the IMF Executive Board concluded the 6th and final review of Ghana's extended credit facility program and approved the country's transition to a 36-month policy coordination instrument. Now, while commending Ghana for restoring macroeconomic stability through difficult fiscal and structural reforms, the fund cautioned that the country's growing reliance on gold exports presents a significant downside, which is a risk to long-term economic reliance. Now, it goes on to say, according to the IMF, Ghana's recent economic turnaround has been underpinned largely by exceptionally high international gold prices, which have boosted export earnings, strengthened the cedi, and improved the country's external position. So the caution is that we should try as much as possible to diversify into other productive areas that will help the cedi and encourage our economy to grow.
That caution is reinforced by Professor Attah, who is a research fellow at the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research. Charles Attah is his name. He talks about why Ghana's economy remains structurally weak, and he identifies persistent inflation, dependence on primary commodity exports, underperforming agriculture, a weak manufacturing sector, and how slow industrialization as the country's major economic setback. So these are the issues identified. And he also says that 60% of Ghana's jobs are vulnerable employment. Juliana Odame Asare writes on channel1newsonline.com that research fellow, yes, of course, Professor Charles Aka, has expressed concern over the quality of employment in Ghana, revealing that about 60% of all jobs in the country fall under vulnerable employment. According to him, while Ghana has made some progress in reducing vulnerable employment over the past decades, 3 decades, the figure remains significantly higher than that of competing economies.
Okay, so let me take you to a number of issues related to the water sector.
Yes.
If you go to page 8 of the Ghanaian Times, there's a story there that says 3-day water cut to hit Accra Eastern regions. The reporter says residents and businesses in parts of the Greater Accra and the Eastern regions are to experience a 3-day disruption in water supply from today as Ghana Water Limited undertakes major maintenance works on the Pone Tema transmission lines. Now, the exercise, which is scheduled to end on Saturday, August 8 this year, is expected to affect thousands of consumers who rely on the Pone water supply system. Now, this follows a planned shutdown of the Pone water treatment plant to enable engineers to replace deteriorated sections of the pipelines. Now, GWL explained that the maintenance forms part of a broader effort to improve infrastructure and ensure a more reliable, efficient, and sustainable water supply. Now, if we stay with water, there's a story further in this newspaper. I saw, so it's actually an editorial that says, time for a permanent fix to the waste crisis. You know, there's a relationship between waste and water. The last time we're discussing the fact that some people are doing the thing by the beach because of all kinds of things, and sometimes they don't have water to wash their hands. Now, if you go into this particular editorial, they say that government, metropolitan and municipal assemblies, private sector operators and citizens must all accept responsibility for creating a cleaner Ghana. Assemblies must enforce sanitation laws, provide the needed infrastructure, and ensure that there is value for money. Citizens must also play their part by changing attitudes towards waste disposal. Sanitation is not only about keeping our surroundings clean, it is about protecting public health, improving quality of life, and preserving Ghana's dignity. The country cannot afford, they say, another cycle of emergency cleanups followed by inaction. The time has come to build a sanitation system that works every day, not only when there is a crisis. Now, before you come in, if I may, there's
water.
Yeah, there's something else on water that I found in the Chronicle.
Because there's this one on water that says,
go on.
But it's got to do with waterways. So Greater Accra RegSec to demolish more structures on waterways. So the Greater Accra Regional Security Council will next week begin another phase of demolitions targeting structures built on waterways at Laboma and Agbogboloshi as part of efforts to reduce flooding in the capital. The exercise follows recent cleanup operations, the silting of drains, and earlier demolitions undertaken in the aftermath of the June 29 floods. Speaking after a monitoring visit to selected metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Oklu said the government remains committed to tackling flooding and reclaiming waterways obstructed by illegal structures. Niaikwe Okine wrote that on citynewsroom.com. Sky, if you've seen that water story I'm looking for,
I think it's somewhere else.
It's somewhere else.
But let's make progress.
Yes, there was a troubling story from Obuasi Senior High Technical School yesterday. The school has been shut down indefinitely after headmaster assault and unrest. So Obuasi Senior High Technical School in the Ashanti region has been closed down indefinitely following unrest sparked by allegations that the school's headmaster buried the body of a baby on the campus. Information available to City News from the Obuasi Municipal Directorate of Education indicates that The decision followed an assault on the headmaster by students and the vandalization of school property. Now, according to reports, the incident occurred between 12:30 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. after a student claimed to have seen the headmaster's vehicle parked near the school's refuse dump. The students reportedly raised an alarm, attracting other students to the scene, where they allegedly discovered the body of a baby believed to be between 5 and 6 months old. And the students subsequently confronted the headmaster, accusing him of burying the baby on the school premises. The confrontation turned violent. Students allegedly assaulted him, vandalizing school property, and Ministry of Education has directed GES to immediately investigate the incident and ensure that anyone found culpable is dealt with in accordance with
it would seem that there's something really going on with our senior high schools and related institutions, because recently there was one in the north, and then nursing students also went on the rampage recently in the Koforidua area. The school had to be closed down, and I think that this disorder must end at some point. It's unacceptable that all kinds of acts of indiscipline are happening. If a headmaster is allegedly caught doing what he ought not be doing, it is not for students to start, unleashing mob violence.
You should watch the videos. There was blood all over his
face. That's unacceptable. That's not how you deal with. And in fact, young men at that age shouldn't be doing that. At best, call in the police, let them arrest the headmaster, and let the law take its course. But at that age, already engaging in mob violence
vandalism,
or mob injustice is completely unacceptable.
And the Deputy Minister for Education says social media substance abuse contributing to indiscipline among students. So Dr. Clement Apart, he's attributed rising cases of indiscipline among students to negative influence of social media, abuse of mobile phones, and the use of narcotic and unapproved substances. He was speaking on Eyewitness News yesterday, so that is where he puts the source of the problem.
Okay, so there's supposed to be a big demonstration happening today. Is it today?
Exactly, yes.
Good. Now there is a spin on that story by the Republic newspaper. They say MPP August 6 March turns cash out carnival. National executive hopefuls, Okada riders and ghetto youth take fight to gain. Awesome. The story is by Prince Ahenkra. You find it on page 7. It says the opposition New Patriotic Party set to stage its much publicized democracy under attack demonstration on Thursday. Is it Thursday? Tomorrow is Thursday or today?
Today is Thursday, Oscar.
Oh, today is Thursday.
Is Ranila.
Hey, challenge again. August 6, insisting that recent political and judicial developments pose a threat to Ghana's democratic principles. Now, the protest, according to the party, is intended to challenge what it describes as the arbitrary arrest and treatment of some of its members, and to express dissatisfaction with the acquittal of former Chief Executive Officer of the Microfinance and Small Loans Center, MASLOC, Sedina Tamaklo. Now, as anticipation builds ahead of the demonstration, some motorcycle riders, popularly known as Okada riders and ghetto boys, say much set political events often provide opportunities to earn money. Now, he goes on to talk about all kinds of things, but the fact is that the MPP, together with the PNC and some other political parties, say that they are not happy with how Ghana is being run, apparent selective justice and all kinds of things, and they intend to bring their anger onto the streets today in an orderly fashion.
Well, I can bring you two stories quickly in relation to that. From Daily Post, the quality of your print today is very subpar. Professor Dampo dismisses NPP's democracy under attack protest as face-saving tactic. So Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Professor Ransford Jampo, has criticized the New Patriotic Party, NPP, as their planned democracy under attack demonstration, describing it as a face-saving strategy by the party's leadership. And then also the government's Minister of State in charge of the Minister of State in charge of Government Communications, Felix Kwachofosu, says that he's rejecting claims that the government is suppressing free speech. He says rampant arrests that have characterized the administration is not intended to control people's speech, but rather threats against the life of the president, criminal offenses. He spoke to Mario Sanda yesterday on that. But I've seen miracles on channel1newsonline.com. He says that he doesn't feel safe
in the country.
Talking. He says he feels his mouth will put him into trouble. This is Kaba Attah.
You get why you got to be drinking.
He has a nice photo of him smiling with a microphone. It says Dennis Miracles Abuaji, spokesperson for the New Patriotic Party flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, says he no longer feels safe under the NDC government, alleging that that Ghana's democratic space and freedom of expression are under threat. His comments come ahead of the party's demonstration, which is happening later today.
Okay, so let's stay with politics because the Daily Democrat has a story. Sami Gyamfi strips Kofi Bento naked. Page 3 has the details and it's over the 200 million Ghana cedi matter. Now, the story says that the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Gold Board, Sami Gyamfi, has forcefully dismantled claims circulating on social media that 200 million Ghana cedis belonging to the institution has been stolen, describing the allegations as false, baseless, and deliberately misleading. Now, in a blistering response, Sami Gyamfi questioned whether a Facebook post carrying the allegations genuinely originated from the Vice President of Imani Africa, Kofi Bento, who is also a lawyer, saying he found it difficult to believe that a senior legal practitioner would publish such claims without first verifying the facts. There's a quote here that says, "I do not believe that the Kofi Bento I know will be this naive and reckless." It goes on to talk about some other things. So basically that it is. In the meantime, though, the government chair is pledging support for Ghana Medical Trust Fund.
Very well. UGMC rejects Michael Blangson's claims over death of 83-year-old mother. So the University of Ghana Medical Center has rejected allegations by Ghanaian American comedian Michael Blankson regarding the care provided to his 83-year-old mother at the facility, describing the claims circulating on social media as containing numerous inaccuracies. Now, in a statement on August 5, 2026, the hospital said it had reviewed the concerns raised by Mr. Blankson and concluded that his public account did not accurately reflect the circumstances surrounding his mother's death. So, Mr. Blankson on August 4 shared a video on social media in which he criticized the hospital's management over the care provided to his mother, who died at the facility. Now, in the video, he alleged that his mother received poor care, was repeatedly misdiagnosed, and that some hospital staff appeared more focused on payments than her well-being. The hospital expressed condolences to Mr. Blankson and his family, but rejected the allegations.
Okay, so let me take you back to the New Republic because there's a story that is quite alarming. Says another Akosombo disaster looms as Burkina Faso announces Bagre Dam spillage. Gift Boateng writes for the New Republic that authorities in Burkina Faso have announced plans to commence the annual controlled water spillage from the Bagre Dam next week, which has the potential to wreak havoc on lives and property in parts of Ghana. Now, ahead of the exercise, the Water Resources Commission has issued a public communication warning individuals residing in the catchment areas in Ghana to prepare themselves for the impending spillage. Now, according to the commission, the current water level at the Bagre Dam stands at some 232.93 meters, representing a 62.77% filling rate. Now, the update was provided by Sonabel, the operators of the Bagre Dam in Burkina Faso. It goes on to provide other key details, but I just want to quickly go back to the front page of the New Republic because of the headline we read last week, which headline sort of suggested that, or was it sometime early in the week, that Angela List was a queen of some kind in Galamsey. So the newspaper has published on page 10, for those who are interested, a rejoinder from Apatu Planche and Co., who are lawyers for Madame Angela List. And it's titled Demand for Immediate Retraction, Front Page Apology and Notice of Intended Defamation Action. Now, if you go in there, they say that our client enjoys an established reputation both within and outside Ghana, and she has invested considerable time, effort and resources in building that reputation. Your publication has exposed her to hatred, ridicule, contempt, and public opprobrium. In the circumstances, our client hereby demands that within 7 days of your receipt of this letter, you publish on the front page of your newspaper a full and unconditional retraction and apology of the defamatory publication with equal and greater prominence. For the avoidance of doubt, nothing short of a front page apology of equal prominence will survive. We trust that you would afford this matter the urgent attention it demands. Right. Should you elect to ignore the same or trivialize this demand, our client is fully prepared to vindicate her reputation before the law.
That is how we like it in the Republic. That was a news review with Richard Lalaska, brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy amazing benefits from lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. So switch and smile wider with Fidelity Bank. Call us 0800 003355. Fidelity Bank GH is our socials. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
And Teleneti Ajaho is here with City Business News. Good morning.
Good morning, Caleb, and you're welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News. Is brought to you by MTN, Valex Lease, EcoBank, and Go Good Energy. Coming up, Professor Charles Attah, Research Fellow at the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, calls for improved reforms as Ghana risks prolonged low growth without structural measures. And IMF urges Ghana to borrow cautiously despite improved debt outlook. And later, diesel, petrol top Ghana's imports in 2025. We have more from the annual International Merchandise Trade Statistics Report. Let's settle for the details now. Ghana risks remaining trapped in low growth and weak job creation if it continues to prioritize short-term fiscal targets while neglecting the structural weaknesses undermining the economy. This according to Research Fellow at the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISE, Professor Charles Attah, who argues that the last 65 years of economic policies have failed to deliver sustained inclusive growth or transform the country's productive base. Speaking on the point of view on Channel 1 TV with Bernard Avle on Wednesday, he maintained that long-term investment policies are needed to reverse Ghana's economic decline.
Over time, our main focus has been on fiscal deficit, budget deficit. So whenever our ministers of finance are coming, they are looking at how to balance the budget, how to reduce the deficit, and now we are talking about surplus, which means our government is not spending much, or is actually being prudent.
So government books are looking good.
But as far as I'm concerned, that's not the real deficit. The real deficits are the ones that really affect the structure of the economy and affect living standards of people. And that's why I group them into that various 7 deficits.
So you call the first group decades of disappointingly low and unsustained growth. And the deficit there is what you call high inclusive and sustainable growth.
Yes. So here I'm looking at GDP, which is a measure per capita GDP. And for a country to develop, even though GDP is not a perfect measure, you cannot develop without growing your income or your output. And for you to grow, to move from poor to middle income, upper middle income, you need a certain minimum level of growth, and then it has to be sustained, and that growth has to be inclusive, meaning it's including everybody or all sectors.
Professor Charles Attah also maintained that successive governments must move away from blaming external factors for economic challenges and focus on improving domestic tax mobilization to strengthen fiscal capacity.
The role of government in fiscal policy is to raise taxes and to spend. So it's about government moving the economy towards the potential output. Now, when government is not able to raise sufficient tax revenue, which is in our case, tax to GDP is just around 12-13%, as compared to other nations where they are doing 25%, 40%, 50%. It means that government is having a financial constraint, capital constraint. It cannot spend adequately into the economy. That government already will be forced to borrow. So the first issue is the ability and the capacity and effectiveness of a government to bring everybody into the tax bracket. We have failed. Okay, so when you have about 80% of your economy in informal sector, and you have not devised any clever way of taxing those people that are selling, and that's where the money is.
Professor Charles Aka is a research fellow at the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research. Now, the International Monetary Fund has advised Ghana to exercise caution in contracting new external debt, despite significant improvements in the country's debt outlook, warning that borrowing space remains limited and domestic refinancing pressures continue to pose risk. In its latest article, the fund estimates that Ghana has room for only about $1.2 billion to $1.3 billion annually in new external borrowing measured in present value terms. According to the IMF, any new loans should be secured on highly concessional terms to preserve the country's hard-won debt sustainability gains. The caution comes even as IMF recently upgraded Ghana's risk of debt distress from high to moderate, citing stronger macroeconomic performance, fiscal discipline, exchange rate stability, and progress in debt restructuring. However, the fund stressed that vulnerabilities remained elevated and that prudent borrowing will be critical to safeguarding the country's debt trajectory. Now, diesel and petrol remain Ghana's largest imported commodities in 2025, reflecting the country's continued reliance on imported petroleum products despite efforts to strengthen domestic production and improve trade balance. According to the Ghana Statistical Service's 2025 Annual International Merchandise Trade Statistics Report, diesel for the Tema Oil Refinery topped the list of Ghana's imports with a value of 28.46 billion Ghana cedis, accounting for 11% of total imports. There's more in the following Business Desk report.
Light oils, including motor spirit, followed with imports worth 23.2 billion cedis, representing 9.2% of the country's total import bill. Together, the two petroleum products accounted for more than 51.7 billion cedis in imports. Used vehicles were the third largest import category, with vehicles between 1,500 cubic centimeters and 3,000 cubic centimeters valued at 9.3 billion cedis, while crude petroleum ranked fourth at 5.8 billion cedis. Cement clinkers completed the top 5, with imports amounting to 4.8 billion cedis. The remaining products in the top 10 included off-highway dampers, used vehicles with engine capacities between 1,000 cubic centimeters and 1,500 cubic centimeters, self-propelled bulldozers, processed cereal grains, and frozen chicken. The report showed that the 10 largest import commodities accounted for 34.3% of Ghana's total imports in 2025, while all other imported goods made up 65.7%. Total imports for the year stood at 253.2 billion cedis.
Daniel Odro-Mensah with that Business Desk report. Now, the overall winner of the 8th edition of the MTN Heroes of Change will receive 400,000 Ghana cedis to scale up their community development initiatives. The top prize has been increased from 200,000 Ghana cedis in the previous season, significantly boosting financial support for the winner to expand the social impact of their work. There's more in the following report.
The MTN Heroes of Change initiative, a flagship program of MTN Ghana Foundation, has over the past 7 seasons recognized individuals making significant contributions to their communities. For season 8, the organizers have increased the overall prize to 400,000 Ghana cedis, with the aim of giving the winner greater resources to sustain and potentially expand their work. Chief Corporate Services and Sustainability Officer at MTN Ghana, Adjuari Afe, says the launch of season 8 reflects MTN's continued commitment to supporting individuals creating positive change in their communities. She also outlined the roadmap for this year's program and changes to the prices.
Our heroes of change are using their lives as a force for good, and so it's for us imperative that we support such causes. We are going to go through a series of selection, breaking it down from 100 to 30 and to 10 finalists, and the finale will be next year, March. And so that's what is going to be done. So this year we have taken it a notch higher. For the overall winner, we've increased the prize money from 200,000 Ghana cedis to 400,000 Ghana cedis. The runner-ups get 200,000 cedis up from 100,000 cedis, and the finalists get 100,000 cedis each. So we are making sure that whatever the support we're given is something that can really make a meaningful difference to what they are doing.
Season 7 winner of MTN Heroes of Change, Dr. Angela Dramna Abwaje, is encouraging the public to nominate individuals making a difference in their communities.
It's amazing that the overall winner will be taking about 400,000 cedis, almost 500,000. Which is really significant, especially if you look at the kind of work that the heroes do. There are so many people who are doing really sacrificial work, really good sacrificial work in the country. Ghanaians should get involved. In your neighborhood, you find one like that. So just nominate them.
One of the judges for this season, Ochiame Kwame, has been speaking about the qualities the panel will be looking out for as they assess this year's nominees.
We are looking out for people who have worked in communities. I mean, people who are working without necessarily being paid for it. We are looking out for teachers who are staying overnight to help children do their homework. We are looking out for nurses who are respectful, who are going into the communities to do good. We are looking out for NGOs and individuals in civil societies who have dedicated themselves to service beyond how much are you paying me.
That was one of the judges of Season 8 MTN Heroes of Change, Ochiame Kwame, ending that report by City Business News' Daniel Sakiti. Now, on the interbank market this morning, the dollar is trading at 11 cedis 71 pesos, the pound at 15 cedis 75 pesos, and the euro at 13 cedis 49 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the City Business News. I am Netili Neti Ajawu. Have a good business day.
30 years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana and everything changed. Now, to celebrate 30 years, we are giving back big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados to be won. Over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards, plus so much more. Connect to your everyday hustle on MTN. Make video calls. Browse the internet for business with family and friends. Connect your home to MTN Fiber. Make that money move on Momo and stay ahead because every move counts. Ghana, let's celebrate 30 years of MTN with the MTN at 30 promo. Use more MTN services, build more points, and win big. Dial *530# or visit the My MTN app for more.
Good energy powers the things that people do to empower themselves. It fuels families, communities, businesses. Good energy fuels nations. It gets things going and keeps them moving. Good energy isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Goyle, good energy.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
The region or the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Introducing Ghana's leading pay-as-you-copy photocopier leasing company. Lease an A4, A3, heavy-duty or production machine and pay for only the copies made or design your own payment plan. Simple and tietia. That's not all. Incredibly, toners, repairs, maintenance, follow-me printing, centralized tracking all come free of charge. Remember, financial prudence is the name of the game. Folks, forget about the expensive gimmicks and be smart. Join the hundreds of satisfied clients across all the 16 regions and every sector of the economy and save over 60% of your printing costs. Visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. Be prudent and lease a copier. Terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Enterprise Blue FM.
Enterprise Blue FM, the the butts.
It's DJ on Enterprise Blue FM. Guys, after the heavy rains this week, we are looking for the calmest person in Ghana. Who's the most chill person you know right now? Let's go.
DJ, it has to be Mansa. Look, the flood entered her house and completely submerged her car. Next thing I see on her WhatsApp status, she's smiling and sipping tea on her balcony. Like me, I'll be crying, but she's totally relaxed. DJ, it's true. Mansa's home and car are destroyed, but this girl is not stressing at all. She just tells us everything is under control. Hey, Mansa, how?
Wow, Mansa, we need your secret too.
They say Entoa, but when unexpected floods strike, we've got you covered. At Enterprise Insurance, with over 100 years of experience, we say whether it's home, motor, travel, or insurance for your business, Entoa, if it happens, chill.
Enterprise, your advantage.
The jamming never stops. The game never stops. The productivity never stops. The music never stops. At G&J, we keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. Your go-to for total energy solutions, making sure you work, thrive, and live life uninterrupted. Visit our website, gjtechghana.com, or call us on 0302-689-178 or 179 or 0202-222-220. G&J, your energy partner.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Help me make I know they talk much.
Nathalie Neti Ajaho brought us the breakfast edition of the City Business News. It's proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, Enterprise Insurance. Sometimes big moments begin with small things. A call to someone you love, a moment to help family, a bundle to grow your business. What if those little moves could lead to something much bigger? With the MTN at 30 promo, every call, text, browse, Momo transaction, home fiber connection, and activity on the My MTN app earns you points towards amazing rewards. So win one of 9 brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Prados, share in over 10 million Ghana cedis in cash prizes, or enjoy unforgettable experiences made just for you. Every move counts, so just dial star 530 #, open My MTN app and join the MTN at 30 promo. MTN at 30, make every move count. You know how money really moves in Ghana? At EcoBank, we know it doesn't just move on payday, but every day, connecting you to the people who matter most. EcoBank provides one seamless banking experience across 34 African countries. Our digital platforms instantly connect people, businesses, and opportunities across the entire continent. So pay bills, transfer funds, manage your finances anytime, anywhere. Just download the EcoBank mobile app, dial star 770 #, use EcoBank online and our nationwide ATMs. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. Now, the recent floods have left many families counting their losses. Damaged homes, flooded vehicles, disrupted businesses. But for Mansa, while the damage was real, there was one less thing to worry about. She had the right insurance cover with Enterprise Insurance. And Tuwada is what they say, but Enterprise has flipped the script. They say a Tuwada. Don't wait for the unexpected to catch you off guard. Secure your home, car, travel, and business today with our innovative insurance solutions. Enterprise Insurance is your advantage. Gabby is ready with kickoff. But picture this, you've gotten a chance with your long-term crush. You invite her over for a home-cooked candlelit dinner. She accepts, the day comes, everything is set, jollof cooked to perfection, wine is chilled, AC is on, your phone rings, she's 5 minutes away, you hang up, check yourself in the mirror, then poof, lights are out. Any day but today, and G&J understands this. Some moments just should never be interrupted. We keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. G&J is your go-to for total energy solutions. gjtechghana.com is where to visit. G&J, your energy partner. Valex Lease is inviting you to affordable document management solutions. Lease an A4, A3 heavy-duty MFP with sorter, stapler, finisher, and production machine with sorter, stapler, and finisher. You will enjoy free services, maintenance. You enjoy free maintenance like free toners, cartridges, free repairs, free maintenance. Follow Me Printing, centralized monitoring of all staff and nationwide coverage. So forget about the unnecessary expensive gimmicks. Save yourself over 60% on cost. ValexLease.com is where to visit online. 0244-644-048 is the number to call. Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. It's time for Kickoff. Gabi Affairs here. If you're ready to power up your finances and unlock your path to financial freedom, Let's Share Whole Fixed Deposit Solution is tailored just for you. We make your money work for you. We are the investment revolution. You need to take charge of your financial future. 0302-208-333. Let's Share Whole. Let's improve life. And Let's Share is proud to be associated with Kickoff. Good morning, Gabi.
Good morning, Caleb. It's Thursday, August 6, 2026. Welcome aboard to Kickoff right here in the City Breakfast Show. Coming up in the next 10 minutes.
Does Gianni Infantino have enough federations to keep that number at 106 or more? If he does, he will stand. If he loses more votes, then the door becomes open to another challenger.
All right, under fire, FIFA President Gianni Infantino will remain in his role as president of FIFA following Wednesday's crisis meeting in Rabat. And also, he apologized for the mistakes in his botched attempt to sell off a stake in the World Cup. More coming up, plus it's match day for Ghana's Black Queens all the way in Casablanca. They take on Mali tonight in the final Group D clash. And plus, we have news from the transfer market. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Polytangana and Let's Share Whole. Let's improve life. All right, I'm Gabi Affair. Let's begin with the WAFCON in Morocco, and Malawi will play in the quarterfinals despite suffering a 2-1 defeat to Zambia in their final Group C match last night. The Scorchers advanced on goal difference after a dramatic conclusion to the group, finishing top of the standings ahead of defending champions Nigeria, who defeated Egypt 4-2 in the other Group C fixture. Nigeria also booked their place in the quarters after a commanding 6-2 victory over Egypt in their final Group C match at the Rabat Olympic Stadium on Wednesday night. The Super Falcons went into the match knowing that they could not afford another slip after their shock opening defeat to Malawi and a narrow win over Zambia in the second group. Now, despite Nigeria's emphatic win, Malawi finished top of Group C after their 2-1 victory over Zambia in the other match played simultaneously. Malawi ended with 6 points, the same total as Nigeria and Zambia, but topped the group on a tie-break criteria. So that's head-to-head record. And so Nigeria progressed with 6 points while Zambia were eliminated despite winning 2 of their 3 matches. Egypt finished bottom after 3 defeats, having scored 15 goals. Having conceded 15 goals across the group stage. But later today in Casablanca, we have 2 more games coming up tonight. Cape Verde will take on Cameroon at the 8 p.m. Same time, Ghana's Black Queens will take on Mali in the final Group D clash. The Black Queens need a win today to stand any chance of progressing to the quarterfinals of the WAFCON. Here's the head coach, Kimlas Bjorkegren.
If you're looking at the XG that everybody can see, I think it's close to 6, and we have only scored 1 goal. So of course, I wish that we scored closer to our XG, and if we did, we will probably already be in the quarterfinal now. But it is what it is. I'm always saying I know my players will not miss a good opportunity to do by purpose. They always doing their best. Sometimes it's about quality, sometimes it's maybe a little bit of luck that you need, and hopefully when we find the luck and we do the hard work and the snowball effect will be there, that we're just going to perform better and better, then I think that we're going to take this opportunities in a better way, and hopefully we're going to improve in this tournament like we did in the previous WAFCON. We have this experience together as a group from the last year when we were a little bit under pressure as well, and we we came together, we improved, we took our chances, and we went out with a medal. And we hope that we're going to do the same thing this year.
Okay, so that's Black Queens head coach Kimlas Bjorkegren speaking ahead of tonight's clash against Mali. Well, let's go with the Queens. This time to Black Queens midfielder Jennifer Kujo also speaking ahead of the Mali clash.
When we hear all Ghanaians, we know they love us, we know they expect a lot from us. They watch us from, we said, like last year and years before, and they know what we can do. So, of course, now seeing what we can do, it's obviously a lot. We see everything that they're asking for, they're talking about, but I don't think we're going to be like, okay, we're going to let it affect us that much. But also we hear them, we want them to know, like we hear one day asking us, because we want to be the best, we want to go to the World Cup, that's my goal, and also definitely get to the final. So it's always good to hear the feedback from the fans, but also we're going to show up and we're going to prove to them that, hey, we're here, it's just process. They should trust us. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so that's Black Queens midfielder Jennifer Kujo speaking ahead of tonight's clash against Mali in the final Group D clash of the 2026 WAFCON. Now, away from the WAFCON to some boxing-related news tied to the just-ended Commonwealth Games. And Black Bombers head coach Ofori Asare says his biggest regret from leading Ghana's boxing team to the Commonwealth Games is seeing his name dragged through the mud. Now, his comments come in the wake of intense scrutiny following Ghana's boxing campaign, which yielded just one medal at the Games. So Ofori Asare has also come under heavy criticism, with many blaming him for what they describe as the team's disappointing performance.
Where I had regret is when people are putting this kind of debt on my face because I want to sacrifice for my country, and I did the best. And my presence was assist a lot of situations. If not because of my presence, the whole Ghana team will be disqualified. If not because of my presence, we not even could have had this bronze. So doing that for Ghanaians, I know this is not what Ghanaians expected. That's why I was saying initially that we will plead for Ghanaians, because Ghanaians love boxing, and because they love boxing, anytime there is something bad about boxing, they talk about it, and that time you cannot take it away from them. So that one, fine. But I'm not somebody who is incompetent. I'm somebody who have achieved more, and these things are on my fingertip, you know. So why should you jump and follow some people just to attack somebody you know in the morning? You go and take a light, you wanted to see his face. It's very, very bad. You see, that is what I'm saying, that people around and they allow themselves to be used against good people, competent people, and at the end they discourage them, and then at the end, I don't care whether I'm going to be the national coach or not going to be the national coach. Even at the initial stage, I don't even want to go there, because I was doing something before I was called to come and support. But no.
Interesting thoughts by Coach Ofori Asare. He's the Black Bombers head coach. He was speaking on Citi FM. Now, away from that, FIFA President Gianni Infantino has apologized for errors he made in controversial plans to sell off stakes in the competitions to private investors, but will remain FIFA president after receiving the backing of senior executives in a meeting in Morocco yesterday. Infantino summoned members of the management board to FIFA's Africa office in Rabat on Wednesday following mounting criticism of his aborted proposals, with World Football's governing body releasing a statement of support 4 hours after the meeting ended. Here's Ben Jacobs with Talk Sports on yesterday's meeting in Rabat.
Then the letter goes on to say, we are fully confident the outcome of today's meeting will strengthen FIFA's governance, help restore confidence in the organisation, and enable us to prepare for major events. Infantino and Grafstrom both signed this letter, and they acknowledge, quote, mistakes were made in the process of the proposed establishment of FIFA Forward Enterprise. So Gianni Infantino will see this as significant because it strengthens his position, at least on paper.
All right, so that's Ben Jacobs with the update. He's with TalkSports. Now let's get to some transfer news. And Newcastle have appointed Matthias Jassel as their new head coach following Eddie Howe's exit. The German had signed a 4-year deal with Newcastle, who paid £9.5 million compensation to Saudi side Al Ahly. Now, Everton have also completed the signing of Christian Nørgaard from Arsenal in a deal worth £7 million. On the part of West Ham, they are in advanced talks to sign former Brighton defender Joel Veltman. Crystal Palace are also set to sign free agent defender Takehiro Tomiyasu from Ajax. For Real Madrid, they have made Vinicius Jr. an improved contract offer as they look to keep the Brazilian winger at the Bernabeu. Right, but let's get today's update from the BBC Sports Centre. Here is Mike Perkins with all the updates.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Mike Perkins at the BBC Sports Centre. Newcastle United are set to unveil Matthias Jaissler as their new head coach following the departure of Eddie Howe. Jaissler's moving to St James's Park on a 4-year deal. Here's how BBC Sports Newcastle United correspondent Kieran Kelly sees the appointment.
At just 38 years of age, he'll be the second youngest manager in the English top flight. So it's a huge story, a huge amount of change at Newcastle. And it's going to fall to him really to mould a new team to take the club back on track again.
Arsenal are set to complete their protracted move for Newcastle's captain, Bruno Guimaraes. BBC Sport reported back on Thursday, the 30th of July, that Guimaraes was expected to move to the Premier League champions following a breakthrough in talks. The fee is expected to be around $107.7 million. Arsenal continue their preparations for the new season tonight with a match against Spanish side Real Betis in Dublin. Chelsea have a friendly against Italian side Juventus in Hong Kong. The Blues have invested heavily in their squad with the likes of Morgan Rogers, Maxence Lacroix and Marco Palestra joining them during pre-season. So does that put pressure on new manager Xabi Alonso to challenge for the Premier League title this campaign?
It's a moment to invest, to get players, to sell players, but to do things with a plan that we had in mind, and we want to have a good season. Let's see where we are in May, but for sure we want to have the feeling that we are competitive, that we can deserve to fight for important things.
And the Turkish club Trabzonspor are in talks to sign legendary Egyptian forward Mohamed Salah. The 34-year-old left Liverpool at the end of last season and has begun negotiations to join. Salah's currently a free agent, and Trabzonspor say he will arrive in Istanbul on Wednesday. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
All right, so that's BBC Sports Centre, Mike Perkins with all the updates from the Premier League, bringing an end to kickoff right here on the City Breakfast Show. For more stories, you can head to citysportsonline.com and also on X at City Sports GHA. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Polyton Ghana and Let's Improve Life. I'm Gabi Affair. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care and bye-bye.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to Let's go. No matter your situation, come to Let's go. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, hey, let's go, hey, let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's go, we improve your life.
With the recent increase in electricity tariffs and fuel prices, power, although unreliable, has become expensive, and owning a noisy generator becomes a headache rather than luxury. For an affordable and durable electricity solution, you need to go solar with Translight. Feel the independence, experience the comfort, and be productive. Translight Solar. Wherever there is sunlight, there is Translight. Think solar. Think Translight. Locate us at 98 Boundary Road, East Legon, in between ARS and the American House at the White House bus stop. Visit our website at translightsolar.com. Call us on 0504 249 229 or 0206 542 454 or reach us through email info@translightsolar.com.
Abakade
Cowbank just credited my account with 5,000 Ghana cedis.
Wait, how?
You know the Cowbank Albacada promo? I deposited 500 Ghana cedis and they picked me as the winner this month.
Just like that?
Just like that. And the big one for the grand finale, one person stands a chance of winning 100,000 Ghana cedis.
Huh, I need to move money into my Cowbank account right now.
Cowbank Albacada promo, fully active. Deposit 500 Ghana cedis or more into your Cowbank account and stand a chance of winning 5,000 Ghana cedis every month or 100,000 Ghana cedis in the grand draw. The more you deposit, the better your chances of winning. Promo runs from 1st August to 31st October. Cowbank, forward together. Terms and conditions apply. This campaign is regulated by the NLA on the Carriers platform.
Cowbank, forward together.
Mini me a drama day, that be where we go day. Where mini me day, that be where the crowns go day. Say it, but yeah. Mini me a drama, crunchy. Chilling with friends. Mini me a drama, tasty. Take chuck your hunger. Mini me a drama, crunchy. Break time, please. Mini me a drama, tasty. Mini me a drama, mini me a drama, mini me a drama. Come and taste the fun. Mini me, achomo, mini me, achomo, mini me, achomo. Come and taste the fun. For the laughter, mini mini, mini me, achomo. All the parties, mini mini, mini me, achomo. Let's go dancing, mini mini, mini me, achomo. Taste the fun, mini mini, mini me, achomo.
This advert is FDA approved.
Tell us how you need that. Enterprise life, Avle woman young Wash I say and then if you be blame, why you be that? May you know, and I like how I am cool bravo. Obisi ni ya preko, obisi she an ganyo, obisi odi netila. Also,
Yo come pop up the Messiano, or remedy the sick cafiano. Nyawo be a enterprise life, wash the share my woe. It's to tell us how you want, tell us how you need them. Insurance to your doorstep, your preference, your advantage. Tell us how you want them.
Enterprise Life. 25 years strong, rooted in love, driven by you. Defining the future together.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Looking for everything made in Ghana, all in one place? Then get ready. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is here. A bold celebration of Ghanaian creativity, innovation, and excellence. From rich traditional crafts to modern cutting-edge solutions, experience the very best of Ghanaian products and services. Explore excellence across key sectors, including automobile, agriculture, education, health, hospitality, fashion, technology, food and beverages, creative arts, beauty, retail, and more. This is the biggest Made in Ghana fair, bringing together SMEs, startups, manufacturers, local creatives, indigenous corporate bodies, entrepreneurs, and innovative businesses all under one roof. Discover brands redefining quality, connect with industry leaders and innovators, experience the energy of Ghanaian enterprise and creativity. The date is 29th and 30th of August 2026. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Venue, the A4 Sutherland's Children's Park. Call 0205 973 973 or 0558 973 973 to register. Come explore, come connect, come be inspired. Discover the brands redefining Made in Ghana and experience the future of Ghanaian excellence. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from Citi FM. And it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank and MTN.
taking you higher. Strong as a group, close as a partner. Bank of Africa lifting you higher. African Bank with global reach. BOF make your future glow. Strong as a group, close as a partner. Bank of Africa lifting you higher. African Bank with global reach. BOF make your future glow. We go there for you night and day. Strong as a group, close as a partner. Bank of Africa lifting you higher.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Yeah, Alternate. You ready to party?
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Yeah, Jedouble Ambule, Adjoa Emisa. The City Breakfast Show. We have an interactive package for you this morning, as always. 0539-986-996. That's how you can be a part of the show today. And today, our attention is focused on our high schools. Concerns coming from that space again. Only 2 days after the National Conference on Stemming the Growing Indiscipline in Schools, a headmaster is in a hospital fighting for his health. Not after an armed robbery attack. Not over any of the non-communicable diseases we've been told of, but because he has been attacked by his own students. How are we working on stemming the growing indiscipline in our schools? And this is not a one-off incident. There are countless of such that have happened in our high schools in recent times. And we want to spend some time focusing on that space. High schools, indiscipline, and more. So join the conversation 0539 986 996. Stanbic Bank, in partnership with the Industrial Commercial Bank of China, has introduced the SIPS, a faster, secure, and direct way to make payments to China. With SIPS, there are no more delays for school fees, medical expense, trade, or personal support. You pay in cedis, the recipient gets Chinese yuan right away. So avoid paying for multiple currency conversions and cut out long waiting days for cross-border clearance of goods. Talk directly to your relationship manager today. Call us 0302-815-789. Visit the nearest Stanbic branch now. And for all lovers of tech, you have to listen up. Techno just dropped the ultimate game changer, the all-new Techno Come On Slim. It isn't just a phone, it's a style statement. Ultra sleek 6.4mm double curved design. Features an interactive mood light around the camera, flashes unique colors for your calls, messages, and charging updates. Fully loaded with advanced techno AI, bringing you mind-blowing tools like the AI image to video generator, noise cancellation, and your own AI health coach. The battery life is strong as well as water resistant. So if you're ready for an upgrade, head to any Techno exclusive store nationwide today. Grab yours today and step into the future. Every thriving business starts with a dream. Societe Generale Ghana knows this, and we believe those dreams deserve the right support. From now until September, we are helping SMEs access the financing and banking solutions they need through SME Loans promo. If you need equipment for machinery to expand your operations, we have the finance lease solution that can help you. And if you want working capital to take advantage of new opportunities, we have the Boafo loan. It's designed to keep your business moving. Our factoring and invoice discounting solution can help improve your cash flow. So whatever your business goals are, Societe Generale Ghana has the expertise to support your growth. Visit the nearest Societe Generale Ghana. Call 0302-214-314. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you. And ladies, gentlemen, it's good to have you once again. Francisca is in the studio, Richard Alaska as well. And today is the birthday of Mr. Robert Ottery. Robert Ottery of Guel. Guel Good Energy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so from Omane, Ivy, and all of us on the show, we're celebrating a fantastic man who has been in the helm of affairs, communicating for Guel. As today is your birthday, we are wishing you God's blessings, long life and prosperity, and keep doing what you do always. And Dr. Kojo Besa says, good morning team, kindly wish my Cracker Jack law class rep a glorious happy birthday, MYS Sandra Amwa. You are incredibly amazing. God bless you and grant you your very heart desires. May the applause never cease as you remain focused in life and fulfill your destiny. So this is going out to Sandra Amwa from Dr. Kojo Besa. We're celebrating our incredible and extraordinary boss. Your empathy, kindness, and unwavering focus on us and clients set standards for all. Thank you for leading with love and making UGMC a better place. Wishing you good health, joy, and more years of impact. May your day be as beautiful as you. We love you, Deputy Director of Client Service and Public Relations, UGMC. You didn't add the name though. So yesterday was the birthday. Yes, and Robert Tre is the name. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to you. And if you're looking for a world-class university experience for your child right here in Ghana, Lancaster University Ghana is the only British branch campus in sub-Saharan Africa, offering students the same prestigious Lancaster University degree awarded in the UK. We have a 90% graduate employment rate within 6 months of graduation. Your child gets a head start in today's competitive global market. Students can choose from programs in business, law, computer science, economics, marketing, and international relations. We have other courses as well. So come by our modern campus environment designed for success. Lancaster.edu.gh is where to find us. Applications are now open. So call us 0209 607 008. Lancaster University Ghana, global degree at your doorstep. And Young Vita infant cereal with milk is making feeding time easy. It's enriched with 16 essential vitamins and minerals. You only need to add previously boiled water. 3 exciting variants. We have wheat, rice, maize, going for 5 cedis, 50 pesos, and the real value for money. This is real value for money, affordable, nutritious, and convenient. Young Vita, good nutrition for a strong start. I don't know what time you saw the video coming from Obuasi Senior High Technical, but it was a bit in the evening. You want to make a point or something?
Yes, I mean, even as we try to do that, I think today is a very, very important day in the history of this country. You remember that exactly a year ago, we heard news of this tragic event in the Ashanti region, which resulted in 8 of our compatriots perishing in an air disaster that happened over Obuasi. That commemoration, it's happening sometime later today, and you do know that people are still grieving in one way or the other. So I think it's just proper and fitting to still extend our well wishes, condolences, and related greetings, if you like, to the families of the 8 who perished. We had in there 3 ministers of state, if my memory serves me correctly. And there were some soldiers also in there, at least an officer from NADMO, who at some point wanted to become a member of parliament. And it's a day in the history of this country that many still grieve over because of what they were going to do and how that ended tragically. And some still are angry that we've not had a proper conclusion to this matter, because although a report came in after some committee investigated what had happened, some still feel that we still haven't gotten a closure. And perhaps there needs to be, deeper investigations to establish what may or may not happen, because the conclusions drawn by the committee to many people doesn't answer many of the questions on their minds. Apart from that, many people are also not happy because as a country, it seems that we have lost completely the fight against illegal mining. The government would have you believe that, they are on top of their game and they know what they are doing and they are prosecuting the agenda to the glory of God. But the evidence on the ground exposes the lie to the claims they make that they are fighting illegal mining. I mean, people are having a run-in on hospital land to mine these spaces. The photographs, the videos we see across the country are troubling. So the question is, of all the talk that we had, I mean, Fifi Kwete, my former member of parliament and general secretary of the NDC, made a brilliant speech, if you remember, as we were mourning the 8 who perished, that the best legacy we can erect in the memory of the fallen 8 will be a decisive and victoric, if you like, battle against illegal mining. And failing that, we wouldn't have actually served their memory responsibly. A year on, exactly a year on, news circulating from across the country paints a rather sordid picture of the terrible job we have done as a country in prosecuting the agenda against illegal mining. One person recently put behind bars on the orders of a high court, creating a political storm. But we have not done a passable job in any sense. And it would seem that today being the first tragic anniversary of their passing, we as a country would have to pause and reflect whether we have been responsible servants of the state in memory of the 8 who perished. If you ask me, I think that collectively we have done a bad job. If we reflect over the past 1 year, yes, we have treated matters of illegal mining, but the national appetite to fight the canker, the discourse on radio and television, in the public square, we have done a terrible job. And it would seem that this is largely propelled by the government's own appetite for, gold-related cash. The IMF, this morning, we read a story that the IMF put out through their report yesterday, which is in wide circulation, about, first of all, the massive losses we continue to record in our gold-related activities at the Gold Board, which, of course, creates all kinds of disagreements over what we do need and what we do not need as a country. And then also the matter of over-reliance on gold, which, if we were to have problems on the international market with the price of gold, this country's economy will be in serious difficulty. But that is not just the story. That's the real story, is where are we getting the gold from? And many analysts will tell you that as we speak, although the Gold Board recently announced that they are procuring a system to actually monitor where gold they are receiving is coming from, the fact is that many of these sources, as some analysts and watchers have pointed out, would appear to be coming from illegal sources. The reason you have the situation completely out of control, it would seem. So we would pretend today that we are still mourning, and I say this with all the respect I can command for all of us who are still unhappy about how the 8 died. But the real story is our collective failure. Our failure to use that tragic development as a shot in the arm to actually get this thing completely and totally defeated. And I do not believe that if the children of the 8 grow up, appreciate what their parents or their dads did, or what they were going to do, and they read the stories around how badly we have failed to prosecute a winning fight in their memory, whether they'll be happy with our collective performance. And I think it's a big shame. We should be ashamed of ourselves. That's what I would say. But we keep fighting. We keep fighting.
Obe meku. Obe salagati valem. Menye de meku. Menye de mebutao.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Yeah. So it's a year after the 8 heroes perished, and indeed it's renewed calls for us to intensify our fight against illegal mining in honor of the fallen heroes. It's time for tech and social media trends, and Edwin Kofi is here. Edwin, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Caleb. Good morning, everyone else as well.
Yes, Tech and Social Media Trends is brought to us by
Telecel and Stanbic Bank.
Yeah, man. So what's making the trends this morning?
So, very unfortunate day because we are still in a mournful mood where we are remembering the 8 who lost their lives in the terrible helicopter crash a year ago. People are still celebrating their memory online on social media, and also the fact that they're also talking about the fact that we haven't made progress enough in the fight against Galamsey a year after they perished on their way to an event involving how to deal with the illegal mining. So as a conversation people are having, has their loss pushed us to make any significant impact in the Galamsey fight? And I can safely say that no, it hasn't a year on. So people are saying that hopefully after today's celebration of their memory, we are actually going to take a significant step in that direction.
That's a lie. We won't do anything. That's, I mean, with the greatest respect to everybody who has, I mean, we all sat on radio, television, did the analysis, and at a certain point we were restrained because we felt that yes. So let's, although we were, pointing in that direction, we're sort of, we had put a screen around, in the face of what we're trying to say. And then when eventually we interred them, we decided that, look, let's pour fire on this thing. And somehow, the Republic of Ghana simply doesn't care.
I remember the president's interaction with the civil society where it came out, and I remember the minister in charge of lands and natural resources was there, and he was asked by civil society whether or not the state has enough money to fight illegal mining. And it turns out that the war chest the nation has for fighting illegal mining was almost, nothing to write home about. If you are fighting a war, Galamsey, that involves a lot of resources, and people can easily, have their way around the men you unleash out there, and you don't have your wheels are not properly resourced. That's a problem you have in the first place. And also you have a posturing that seems to say that, okay, we are getting much of our resources from the gold. So a big part of our economy is being supported by gold. So it for a lot of people, the optics is like you've taken your feet off the pedal as far as the Galamsey fight is concerned. So this memorial, yes, it's sad, but for many, the pessimism kicks in because there hasn't been much to prove that you really wanted to fight.
I think at this point we can carry a huge stone and go and give it to Fifi Kwete because he foresaw this and spoke about it in the face of those who matter, whose job it is to prosecute this particular fight to the glory of God. But with the greatest respect, they have insulted the memory of the 8. I mean, we may disagree on whether what they were going to do would have been the solution, but it was in the name of fighting illegal mining. And if a government is truly responsible to its people and believes that the people do matter, their lives, the water they drink, the communities they live in, the farms they do have, the plantations they have, the investments they have made. It's not about rushing to Parliament to pass a bill and make all kinds of demands. It's about prosecuting people who actively are either directly engaged in illegal mining or are facilitating the same through all kinds of activities.
I think it's a good day to keep some more focus on this particular topic. So we'll get back to this after tech and social media trends, probably reflect on how else the government can, fight the illegal mining menace. But yes,
exactly. There are a number of
people are speaking.
Events that were planned for this memorial. One has taken place, the maiden annual public lecture in honor of Dr. Almani Boama, our late former defense minister. And also there's a memorial service today to honor them as well. But currently,
that's different from this.
Yes, currently on Channel 1 TV, on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily, there's a documentary that's airing on the events of the helicopter crash and the aftermath and everyone's feelings after. So you can tune into Channel 1 TV and watch that documentary as well. Let's move on to the educational sector. Let's go specifically to Koforidua Technical University, where the acting rent commissioner, Frederick Opoku, has been in action. Yes, the students of that university have been complaining about the deplorable state of the hostels around. If you see the state of the hostels,
it's bad,
it's terrible. And there are videos on social media which are showing the washroom, the general facilities in the area, and a few of them have been shut down by the rent commissioner. And the amounts that they were charging the students for, sometimes $2,000 sorry, 2,000 cedis. 2,000 cedis, I beg your pardon. 2,000 cedis for per month, which it's ridiculous. Yes. So
and why, is it single in a room or 4 in a room?
Yeah, single in a room. And the state of them are very terrible. So the acting rent commissioner has been going around assessing these facilities, and some of them have been shut down because they were not good enough to house any humans. Yes, so that is ongoing as well. So we'll keep updated on that. But staying with the Koforidua Technical University, and an update from the story.
Are these private hostels or they are?
Yes, these are private.
Hostels?
Yeah, these are private hostels. But even so, you are supposed to reach a certain standard to be able to house any people in there. So very good work by the rent commissioner. But let's stay with the university. An update on a story over the weekend where some people were arrested for possessing cannabis infused ice cream and other products.
About 10 of them.
Yeah, about 10 of them. The update is that the SRC activities have been shut down for now.
They've halted
the SRC
Student Week celebration.
Yeah, because they felt that if it was to go on, we might see a situation where a lot of people are being given these cannabis infused products to consume over the period of the celebration. So those have been halted for now. So that's an update I'm bringing you there. Now let's move over from that and go to some sports news. Caleb Urenchi, one of Ghana's standout players at the just ended World Cup, he's earned his big move. He's moved from Norgeland in Denmark and he's gone to a Premier League side, Coventry, who...
Isn't there a Ghanaian player there already?
Yes, we have Brandon Thomas Asante already there. So those two are going to be playing together if no major other moves are made. But he's going to be in the Premier League. A huge move for him, considering he's been one of Ghana's best youngsters. Actually, one of the best youngsters in Europe over the last few years. He's finally earned his big move to the Premier League, and we hope it goes well.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, congratulations to him. And the final trending story from Obuasi, which you've spoken very significantly about, the attack on the headmaster by students for some weird reasons, very weird reasons, that they found the deceased body of a baby in the vicinity, and then they accused the headmaster of being involved in that incident. So they attacked him, destroyed his property, went into his bungalow, destroyed his vehicle, caused a ruckus. But a number of them have been arrested and are going to face justice. 6 of them actually have been arrested so far.
We actually pray that they would be given their day in court to answer for what they have allegedly done, because I think far too often people put the law into their own hands. The law and the principle is often stated that even if you see a man's hand deep in a pot of cash, right, and every member of the community can see that, oh, his hand was in the pot of cash, you still must prove that he actually intended to commit a crime. And you have to prove that to the standard required. So for young people in a pre-university institution to elect and arrogate to themselves the law of the jungle and do what they did, completely unacceptable. Nobody is saying that what the headmaster is accused of is in any event proper. But it is not for you to take the law into your own hands and do what they allegedly did. So they must answer for it. The law must apply. They must find all other people who may have played one part or the other in this particular thing, so that they don't repeat it again.
Yeah.
Because if they grow up, imagine what they will do.
And how many were there? 10 people?
There's 6 people who have been arrested.
They've been picked up.
Yes.
And the school has been shut down.
The school has been shut down.
And then the headmaster to let's investigate him.
Yes,
if it is indeed the case that he's been getting or procuring fetus or babies from somewhere, let's find out who the accomplices are or alleged accomplices are, and make sure that they also answer for.
GES should probably look into the records of the headmaster as well, because it turns out he was transferred from another school to where he is now over some complications relating to some misconduct as well.
Yes, also happening today, the NPP are protesting. They are demonstrating over alleged high attacks by the governing party or the government on some of their officials. They specifically mentioned Chairman Wontumi and Dennis Miracles Abuaje, who was recently out on bail from Iyoko's grips. Also mentioning the acquittal of Sedina Tamaklo, the former Maslok CEO, saying that this is a sign that the government is only interested in pursuing opposition officials and releasing government-linked people who are suspected or accused of committing crime. So that is also ongoing.
Where would it? You have an idea the routes, because
you can follow the everything on our social media platform. So go right now, you find the route, you find what is actually going on, where to avoid as well. So go on to our social media platforms.
That's a good one.
Yes. Let me end with tech news. And recently we had.
But you didn't do the people who are demonstrating. Did you do that?
Which one?
The people who are demonstrating today. Is it not?
That's what I just.
You just mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I just mentioned. Okay. So let's move on to.
I lifted my mind a little.
Let's move on to some tech news. And recently we heard of AI models attacking or hacking companies. It happened again, this time Meta's AI model hacking another company during a controlled test exercise. So there are even more concerns that we are unable to restrain or contain the AI models and how they operate without human supervision. So that is another huge deal that Meta says they are investigating, that the AI model went beyond what it was limited to and what it was instructed to do in order to complete that test it was giving. So that's another incident.
Yeah, I mean, that's why a lot of experts within the space are calling for human in the loop interventions to police and properly cage these models in a way that does not become counterproductive. But again, others are also warning that the systems are learning very fast and they are beating all the traps that are sometimes erected to keep them in check.
Yeah.
So it's a real tussle, and it imposes a responsibility on those who are developing, and in some cases states, to ensure that certain standards apply.
Yeah.
Because if you have a system that you have installed to help you, that system is now spying on you, breaking into all kinds of sieves you have, and creating problems, then there's a real...
So innovation is ahead of regulation.
Yeah.
So regulation must catch up and ensure that things are done the right way. Edwin Kwakofi, thank you as always.
If I become a millionaire, I will put a huge billboard right next to my ex's house saying, look at me now, I hate it.
As for me, I'm quitting my job in style. I hate it.
Telecel is making millionaires this season. Not one, not two, but 3 millionaires. Each month, one lucky Telecel customer wins 1 million Ghana cedis for the next 3 months in the Telecel Mahetse promo. Plus, you still get to win 20,000 Ghana cedis weekly, 100 Ghana cedis daily, bundle 10 Ghana cedis, time or data. Top up your Telecel cash wallet or your fixed broadband to stand a chance of winning. Visit the Telecel Play app or dial *500# to opt in for free to the Telecel Mahetse promo.
Telecel, connecting energies.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Stand big bank, experience more.
Doing business, making payments, supporting loved ones in China should bring peace of mind. Not waiting. Waiting for your supplier to confirm payment. Waiting for school fees to arrive. Waiting. Introducing SIPS by Stanbic in partnership with ICBC, a faster, simpler way to send and receive money directly between Ghana and China. Pay in Ghana cedis while your recipient receives Chinese yuan and vice versa. With SIPS by Stanbic, you enjoy faster payment confirmation and greater certainty every step of the way. Visit stanbicbank.com.gh/SIPS for more. Stanbic Bank. We are your bank, connected to China. Stanbic Bank, driving Ghana's growth.
Looking for engineering excellence you can trust? Welcome to Left Signature Limited, driving progress through technology and engineering excellence. From expert electrical engineering design, installation, power systems, renewable energy, automation and control, to reliable data center and managed services, power infrastructure, network connectivity, server virtualization, cloud integration and data security, and cutting-edge software development, custom business applications, web and mobile apps, cloud and DevOps solutions. Integrity, safety, accountability, teamwork. That's the Left Signature promise. And now, introducing the Left Power app. Request for our services anytime, anywhere. Available on the Play Store, App Store, and on the web. Ready to power your success? Choose Left Signature Limited. Visit www.leftsignature.com. Call +233 256 111 811. Left Signature Limited. Engineering excellence for a connected future. My guy, when I hear the engine make that vroom, it they drive me crazy. Oh no, bro, this is my love language with physical touch. I mean, touching the smooth car leather seat, correct sound system, AC freezing me like sachet water. Now me just have it with my passenger princess. Charlie, that be why we can't miss the Absa Auto Fair. You fit test drive and Absa Bank get affordable finance options to help you own your dream car. Yeah.
Join us for the Absa Auto Fair on Saturday 22nd and Sunday 23rd August at Good Park, Accra Mall. Come for affordable finance options from Absa Bank, special discounts and offers from your favorite automobile brands, plus insurance and auto accessory exhibitors. Want to showcase your brand? WhatsApp 0541 361 237 to book your exhibition space today. The Absa Auto Fair is powered by Absa Bank in partnership with Citi FM and Holland Insurance. The Absa Auto Fair is calling. Will you answer?
Are you building your dream home, managing a construction project, running an electrical shop, or looking for a reliable electrical solutions for your business? Look no further than PPA Electricals. As an ISO 9001 and ISO 45001 certified company, we are committed to providing safe, reliable, and genuine electrical products that deliver efficiency. Our products are sourced directly from manufacturers, ensuring that every product you purchase is original, competitively priced, and dependable. From distribution boards, circuit breakers, contactors, changeovers, automatic voltage regulators, cables, drives, UPS systems, solar inverters, motion sensors, smart home components, and much more. PPA Electricals has the right solution for all your electrical needs. We have certified engineers ready on call. From install to support, we cover it all. Shop more, save more. Deals nationwide. Walk into any PPA brand or call us on 050-349-8181. PPA Electricals leads the way.
Great news! The Ungalicious Abinwaha promo has been extended to 15th August 2026. And now, participating is even easier. Simply submit
20 Onga powder promo sachet
or
20 Onga shrimp tablets promo wrappers
or a mix of the two, still making a total of 20. Submit
at any Onga redemption center near you and receive your scratch card. Scratch to review your unique code.
And dial
*713*27# and win instantly.
There's over 4 million worth of cash prizes to be won, including
cash prizes up to 200,000 Ghana cedis,
appliances, and many more. Promo now ends on 15th August 2026.
Terms and conditions apply.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
This advert is FDA approved.
Cover everything will cover. You and all you love.
Hollad, we cover you. This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
7-Eleven baseline boats and nuts, premium boats, nuts, washers, anchor boats, start boats, U-boats, and more are manufactured right here in Ghana. If you're looking for any, come to 7-Eleven baseline boats and nuts. They also provide advanced coating and surface treatment solutions. If you're in mining, manufacturing, construction, or oil and gas, you can count on us for faster delivery, shorter lead times, and a dependable supply of high quality boats and nuts. Save this number 0557 126 501. Now, you know that the mattress you sleep on can affect your health, comfort, and productivity. Many cheap mattresses are made from low-quality mattresses that can lead to discomfort, poor sleep, and unnecessary replacement costs. Choose quality, choose comfort, choose durability. We've done this for 6 decades. Latex Foam have been Ghana's trusted mattress brand, providing certified quality and unmatched comfort for homes across the country and showrooms across the country. LatexFoamGhana.com is where to find us. Latex Foam is your partner for life. Cowbank Abakede promo gives you the chance to win 5,000 monthly, 100,000 Ghana cedis at the grand draw by depositing 500 cedis or more from August 1 to 31st October 2026. 5 winners will receive 5,000 Ghana cedis cash every month, and one active customer wins 100,000 Ghana cedis in grand draw. Deposit 500 Ghana cedis or more and stay fully active. The more you deposit, the better your chances to win. Promo runs from August 1 till the 31st of August 2026. Use the Cow Bank app or USSD via mobile number to deposit money or visit any Cowbank branch or agent. You can also use any cash accepting ATM. Cowbank, forward together. We jump onto the phone lines very shortly for an important conversation with Ken Ashigbe. He has been leading the charge on the media coalition against Galamsey to pick his reflections a year after the unfortunate passing of the 8. We've mourned them and we've made promises that we're going to fight illegal mining more forcefully in their memory. What does the story tell? Good morning, Ken Ashigbe. Thank you for joining us. It's been a year. And what would you say are your reflections?
Morning, Caleb. And well, it's a painful memory. I remember very vividly where I was at this particular time last year, and sitting there and seeing all the frantic actions and the Minister of Lands, all the ministers trying to move, without telling us what had happened, and then getting to hear what had happened, because I was sitting then with the CEO of the Anglo Gold Board of Wasi Mine, and so he got a security briefing of what had happened, prior to that. We were wondering, what had happened, because we didn't know who were the passengers in all of that, and it's a difficult one. After a whole year, you look back at it, and you drive from Bunso through Inyim to Osino, and you see the devastation that continues. You drive from Takwa, to Dunkwao, and then you see all the devastations that are happening there. You look at all our major water bodies, and you still see where we currently are. So it's mixed feelings. You have the situation where the ASCOM DEF seem to have started. There are a few of the places that have started work. For me, I am also a believer that our fight against Galamsey would have to be a combination of the carrot and the stick. So the responsible cooperative mining and skills development is supposed to be the carrot, where we're teaching the artisanal and small-scale miners, giving them a way of doing it properly. But then you also need to have the stick that deals with the recalcitrant ones, the criminal elements who are in there. But you look at it, and unfortunately for us Ghanaians, we can't say that, we have honored these 8 people as well as we ought to. Because for me, I remember again, I was on one of the shows with the then UTAC president, and I was saying this thing that had happened, it was going to result in a situation where there was going to be a drastic change, a sea change in the Galamsey fight. And then the Minister for Foreign Affairs had made a statement that they had had a cabinet meeting, and His Excellency the President was going to come up with a renewed way of fighting it. But unfortunately, we've seen NIMOS do the work that they are doing. But isn't it interesting that as we speak, there's only one kingpin that we can really point to that has been successfully prosecuted, and convicted, and several of them you don't really see anything happening, and that the stability of our waters are still where they are. I think that as a people, we have not really honored these 8 people that much, and to think that a few days before their anniversary, we're having 3 people die again because of illegal mining, where some people have kept explosives where they are not supposed to be keeping them, and these explosives are used for this illicit trade. It does not tell well of us as the country that we really want to deal with this scourge, and that these lives that we have lost, we really done anything about them.
What is it about this illegal mining thing that government after government seem to struggle to fight head on? In opposition, they promise to do all they can to put a stop to it and ensure there's responsible mining. And then, like you said, during the tragic passing of the 8, there was the sense that we would have a renewed fight against illegal mining, and for many that was the turning point, and we've seemed to have lost that too. What is it with illegal mining that it's so difficult for our politicians to deal with head on?
Well, I think that for the biggest issue with it is that it's a lucrative business, and as far as there is so much opacity when it comes to the funding of our political party, and we all know, based on statements made by His Excellency the President that concede that there are people from his party that are involved in it. We know the issues about the Speaker of Parliament, the statements he made during the last regime about people involved in Galamsey. We've had situation where Otumfuo has talked about the fact that chiefs were involved in Galamsey. I was at an event with Virgin where we had gone to distribute menstrual sanitary pads to girls. And there was a chief there in the open place saying that about 80% of his colleague chiefs are involved in the illegality. So unfortunately, the firefighter, those we have put in positions of power, are the arsonists. That's the sad bit. So the people who are supposed to deal with the scourge are themselves, involved in it. You see the well, His Excellency the President has been so well shown that he wants to fight it. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources who keeps running around it and trying to push effort in it. But beyond him, how do we see these things happening? You have situations where there are people that have been named to be involved in Galamsey. You take Professor Frimpong Boate's report. It's in there. Names are in there. You are not seeing some action in terms of some alacrity and urgency in dealing with them. You had a situation with Attorney General asking Yoko to do some investigations on some two people in this current government. We hear the investigations are still continuing. You don't see that urgency. There's the situation where the MP for Awin, for example, was accused by his traditional authorities of being involved in Galamsey. He says it's not true, it's the traditional authorities. You have not seen any investigation going. The MC for Odan, for example, has been accused by his MP of facilitating Galamsey. He, the same MC, had come out to say there were people who were mining somewhere and did not have business permits from the assembly. And then they fined them 15,000 and got them to go back. The question you would have asked is that MC, did he check whether these people had permits from the EPA and leases from Minerals Commission before doing that? How do you allow people who are clearly involved in an illegality to go back? And then, we've not seen that agency to call to try and investigate this. Is the MP speaking the truth, or is the DC the one speaking the truth? You're not seeing that level of agency. So for me, those are the things that we need to do. And I think that all of us, we need to take the invitation given to us by His Excellency the President that we all need to join in this particular fight. You go into these communities that the explosion happened. There are people there who know that there are illegal miners who are keeping explosives, and but they're not saying anything about it. There's the fourth estate story that they have done about some illegality that is happening that has resulted in ECG lose, the death of about 5 million, and there are people implicated in that. But you don't see that agency to say, let's, grab these people and then let's at least investigate it, because it's important that the rule of law works. Yeah. We're not saying that just because somebody's been mentioned, but we are not seeing that. And, we keep on seeing our water bodies and the level of destruction that's happening in our water bodies. And so the death of this age needs to mean something.
Yeah, and I believe it was you who asked the president about the resourcing of the anti-illegal, the Galamsey fight, whether or not we have enough resources to back the fight. And the understanding we got from the lands minister at the time CSOs engaged the presidency was that the fight against illegal mining is woefully underfunded. Is there any update with respect to how much we are committing in terms of resources? Because we know that men on the ground, every now and again we change the leadership, but in terms of resourcing the fight, what do you know about this?
Well, I think there's been an improvement in some of, especially NIMOS, in terms of the number of permanent bases that they wanted to have. But that NIMOS had talked about 22. That has not happened, and so it's really true in terms of how much we are, resourcing, these institutions that have to fight. Forestry Commission needing to have some permanent basis, within their space. How much of that is happening? Again, so we really are not seeing what the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources need, the amount of resources he needs to be able to do what it is that he has to do. That is not happening. And it's something that we really need to look into and try and find ways in which, if we really want to deal with it, we deal with the issues of the resourcing. But again, for me, I think the most important thing is the urgency we attach to it. We cannot allow people, clearly to be involved in this illegality and nothing seems to happen to them. I can continue mentioning names, and I think the time has come for us, as the media, to start also asking, putting out some of these names and asking that what is happening to these people, so that once people know that there are repercussions for doing the wrong, whilst we also push to ensure that those who want to mine properly are allowed to do their mining properly without destroying our water. I think it's taken also too long for us to get our traceability sorted out. I'm hoping that the Gold Board will work on traceability so that gold that is from illegal sources are not purchased.
Right. And my very final one, and thank you for staying with us. And, when it comes to the issue of illegal mining, many of the view that the governments only act following pressure, and they sort of blame civil society and even the media to a certain extent for taking their foot off the Galamsey advocacy. It turns out to be episodic and not sustained in a manner. What would you say to that? And really, what would it take for the state to just do what it has to do with this illegal mining thing? Yeah.
So I get that calls, several where people are asking, what are you doing? Media Coalition, what are you doing? Ghana Coalition against Galamsey, what are you doing? I think we have to also accept that the intensity of the fight seems to have died down a bit. But again, it's just because of this. The media, how much space don't you dedicate to this? But constantly, it's as if but I think we really need to rededicate ourselves. I believe that what the Diocese of Accra, the Catholic Diocese of Accra did last year, I think the time has come for us to go back again. That's why I say we all need to respond to the invitation by His Excellency the President. I think we need to bring organized labor back into it. I was talking yesterday to some doctors and some pharmacists. Based on the data they themselves are seeing, they realize the fact that we are in dire straits. So I think it's time that we really need, again, to support His Excellency the President, to make sure that we are able to deal with it. Unfortunately, the best opportunity we have to deal with this is this current president. He's the president who, after this tenure, is not going to seek elections again. This is a president who has seen it all before. He's made some promises to us that we need to help him to be able to achieve this. If we don't help him in the next year, and then he becomes a lame duck, then we are in big trouble. So I call on all of us. The time to act is now, and I'm hoping that we'll take this first anniversary of this particular thing to be able to deal with this. Galamsey, we have seen it. Both the NDC and NPP are implicated in it, deeply implicated in it. So we should not make it a partisan fight. It's a national fight that has existential connotations, and we should all rise to it and fight it.
Right. So thank you so much for always sharing your insights and passion on this particular subject with us. Kenneth Ashigbe, Doctor, is the convener for the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, and he shared his reflections on the Galamsey fight with us a year after the passing of the government appointees, ministers, and officials of the state in pursuit of the anti-Galamsey fight. Kakra is here. Kakra, good morning.
Good morning, Caleb.
Yeah.
Should we even call it a good morning?
Oh, well, I don't know. It's because as you myself is tired. It's so tired, When you drive around, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look like we are really bent on fighting this Galamsey thing. It's just the talk is more than the walk. and it's not looking good.
So what I'll start off with is that, and it's a fair observation about the sentiment of most people, that people are tired. The civil society appear to be tired, journalists appear to be tired, citizens appear to be tired. But that is when we cannot stop the fight, stop the advocacy. In fact, this is when, and probably my voice sounds tired saying this, but this is when we have to shout the most. This is when we have to demand accountability without fail. The myriads, you see, the myriads of problems, okay, and tragedies that Ghana faces, these, in my opinion, are opportunities. Opportunities to solve our problems, opportunities to turn things around. And we appear to lose sight of this and not take advantage of the problems and the challenges, which I equate to opportunities. We continue in our comedy of errors. Maybe the day will come sooner or later. That day will still come.
Yeah, because not to cut you, but there always seems to be a moment of tragedy, and you feel that, okay, the Ghanaian spirit will finally wake up. Look at the recent floods, June 29, it flooded homes, people were cut off and all, and you thought that, okay, this is the time we're going to crack the whip. No, it's still more speeches, more, working tours, working around to take a look at things. The rains have subsided a while, and I'm not sure how much consistent we are with that, right? And then, to be honest, look, the whole nation was thrown into a state of mourning when we lost the heroes in such a tragic manner in which we did. We saw the president, we saw the chief of staff, we saw everyone. Across political lines, we're all united in grief, and we swore on our lives that, look, we are not going to waste this death. And it looks like, just like COVID, this is another tragedy that has been lost to the winds and to the eventual inertia and famanyame attitude of the Ghanaian and the leaders.
Sky even alluded to the NDC chairman's bold speech a year ago. Is he general secretary or is the chairman?
Yeah. Chairman is still general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't be confused. The mosquito.
No, it's still in the Batakali.
Yes, so Fifi quoted the general secretary. Sky alluded to the bold statement he made about what the sacrifice would mean, what the loss of the lives would mean, especially because of the information that some of them were going for an event to combat or to deal with illegal mining. And it's clear to every Ghanaian that we have failed to have made a monumental gain or use of their passing. To have, a year ago, we should have been sitting here saying that we lost 8 people in connection to Galamsey, and this is the achievement we have made in terms of the fight against Galamsey. But we cannot say that because the writings on the wall are different.
Only this week we saw what happened, right?
And Ken alluded to that exactly. 3 people recently perished, and it's getting bolder. We are seeing many more communities, people taking videos of with
reckless abandon.
Exactly.
Some were even single gospel songs in the Galamsey,
boldly displaying what would be a violation of the laws. We have laws that are supposed to protect the environment, but we've reached the point where citizens in the full glare of the entire community and the entire nation and the world are breaking these laws, and
sometimes
the authority
close to the police officers
and the authority are looking on. Okay, I don't want to sow a seed of despair or sell the sentiment of despair, but it will not be lost on even a 10-year-old that this country is a failed state. Okay, but that doesn't mean it's the end of it. There's still opportunity to do something about it. And I don't want to go into the kind of political governance we run, because I think fundamentally that's where the problem is. Sky, I disagree, and permit me to have my view. For you, it is in the process
I don't like
of failing.
interrupting you, yes, but it's a failing state, not failed.
But respectfully, let me have my view
That's
of
okay.
the failed state.
You
add a D to the fail.
I add a D because I
I
do not want us to caress the problem. It's like when you have a bump in your armpit, okay, you have to first admit it, and you have to walk with you lift your arm a bit. But exactly, but you see, we have a way of caressing.
So it looks like
it looks good and makes us feel. No, Sky, we have to accept it. I accept and I respect your position that it is a failing state. I hold the view that Ghana is a failed state. However, I believe that the ability to turn things around rests with us, and that opportunity is not lost. What we decide to do about it is what is important. Now, why am I saying that? If what is the state supposed to do? What is the function, the basic function of a state? Okay, and in as much as I'm going to speak about this, I feel that nation states, okay, are farcical, and we will have to come to terms with that reality. And perhaps that is what will push us to revise how we decide to manage our society as Ghana, as Ghanaians, okay, as the varied groups of people within this space called Ghana. But I don't want to digress. The state and the people are separated, and it's a huge gap between state and people. Okay, time and again I keep saying in many of our conversations that the people, the citizens, appear to be on their own. The state is supposed to function in the interest of the people, and the people are not simply ordinary citizens, the rest of us who give the mandate to others to take decisions that ought to benefit us. It includes even the decision makers. But once again, we run a political system that controls every other thing. It controls the economy, the social aspects of our society, development, everything, and continues to widen the gap between the state and the people or the citizens. The people are on their own. The state is supposed to provide certain economic goods. It's supposed to protect us, okay? Do we feel as citizens, do you even feel safe on the road that you are driving on? The state has a role in that, and that's why we have state agencies. The state is supposed to ensure that when you sit in your vehicle and you are driving, you will not accidentally crash into a pragia, that is, whose driver left it there to maybe pee on the side of the road. And I know you have announcements.
Oh, no, go on.
The state is supposed to protect you. The state is supposed to ensure the health of the public. The state is supposed to ensure sanitation, good and proper sanitation. The state is supposed to ensure potable water is accessible for all, electricity. But what do we have? We have these basic amenities unreliable. The provision of these services are unreliable, and yet they are so expensive.
So they go to fortify your position that the state has failed.
The state has failed. You see, even the huge canker called Galamsey, that Citi FM started a campaign with Graphic in 2016. That's 10 years ago. The state is supposed to fix that. The state is supposed to protect the environment.
But it looks to me the state profits in a way, and the state is sustained by some of these things. So it is not truly committed to fighting. Like Ken said, we still have a very opaque political financing regime, and there's a lot of literature that connects the financing of many political activities to illegally sourced gold or illegal mining, and Ken alluded to that too. So it doesn't appear the state is independent enough to crack the whip on what it benefits from, which sustains it.
And it's a fantastic point. I appreciate the collusion that you talk about. You see, and that for me is where the problem is. Because I cannot, and that's why Sky is saying I cannot say the state has failed, but I should rather say the state is failing. Where do we see the state properly functioning? When it comes to collecting taxes?
No.
That's one.
I don't think so.
When it comes to collecting taxes, when it comes to the GRA exerting its authority, if you haven't encountered GRA, then you don't know state power.
Oh, so you think the state is functioning in the revenue collection?
The state functions very well, and I'm not necessarily criticizing that they shouldn't.
Right.
But my expectation is that the alacrity with which the state functions on that side, we bring that to the provisions of the basic communities, of the protection of the people, of the protection of the environment. We bring that same energy, that same verb, that same, what's the word, rigor to the state's interaction with the people.
But even with our revenue collection, we have seen data that says that we spend more going around to collect the money than what we actually collect.
You see, and for me, if we do not sit down as a country, if we do not pause, and ask these questions. He likes to quote a lot of Plato and Socrates. He likes to get into the philosophies of it. I don't think that life can exist without philosophizing. And the idea of philosophy is for you to reflect, ask the questions, review some of the values, the things that your society holds on to, the things that ought to build the society. Okay, and it's a trend. Everybody, every single individual is on their own. You were talking about when we were doing social media trends. You were talking about, and even you asked Kai about it, the rent issue with the students. Okay,
private hostels and how unacceptable the conditions there are.
Where is the state in that? Why are young people between 18 and 20 something years having to cough up all these monies to pay to landlords and who have you
poor quality
for
service.
Poor quality service? Where is the state? We paid for Ghana card. Okay, you see where the state functions. We pay for Ghana card. We pay taxes. We go for elections every 4 years. We'll find the money to do all these things. But when it comes to providing some of these goods, and this is the responsibility of the state, then we start to hear excuses. We see inertia. We see ineptitude. We cannot continue to function like this. Citizens are entirely on their own.
That's sad. And there was a point that engineer made that I want us to also spend some time reflecting on with respect to the fact that really President Mahama seems to be best placed, better prepared to deal with this Galamsey issue and indeed every other aspect of our lives where the state must function properly, because he's seen it all, he's done it all, and he has really nothing to lose. But it appears that there's really no time, and for what's good for after next year, when we are in August, September, October, November, December, it doesn't look like we're going to see much. Everything we'll get into the electioneering calendar, and things will be thrown out of gear in terms of, as far as our welfare is concerned, we are seeking the political kingdom, and to hell with the rest of you.
Before Sky comes in, and I know Sky has a lot to say about this. On the face of it, yes, because the president is in his second term and perhaps the last term, and so the expectation is that he will crack the whip on certain things. But you see, it comes back to the kind of political governance that we run. Because, and I say this without any disrespect to anybody, but the capture of the state by the ruling political class goes beyond the president, goes beyond the individual. It is a party thing. It is the political party that captures the state for the period within which they are in power. So it matters not if the president is in his final term and could restructure a lot of things. It matters not. Did we not see that? What did former President Akufo-Addo do in his second term? What did former President Kufuor do in his second term? In fact, many would criticize a lot of our presidents for not being for not taking decisive actions in their second term and rather being in slumber mode. And so it's not in as much as I understand and I appreciate Engineer's point, it's not simply about the president or that office.
It's about state captured by the political elite.
And the political parties and the political class, these are huge organizations.
But is it not possible for the political class to have the interest of the nation at heart? Daydream.
You see, for Sky, maybe let me pause and let you come in here, because I feel like the roots of the problem are deeper than today's politics. They are stemmed in the wrong foundations that we did nothing about when we decided to, march into independence and start self-governance. And I don't want to criticize, forefathers and what have you, what the things that they may have done, but a lot of it stems from there. And, cutting those roots are not as simple. It will not necessarily depend on an individual president, in as much as he has the power, and the expectation is that he will begin that crack.
But are we as a people even ready for that level of development that we are looking for, where the state is responsive to our needs, the state cracks the whip on the few and disciplined ones, so the rest of us will be safe? It looks like when the state has to do something, then we are sort of resisting.
Fantastic question. The state only comes in to take action when it is politically convenient. That is what we observe. We've had conversations about the health crisis or the crisis in our health sector, sanitation, the
discipline issues
only
in schools.
Discipline issues in schools. Where's the state in there? The state only comes in when it is politically convenient and beneficial. And that, for me, is the challenge, that the politics we run is our biggest nemesis. The people, you see, I always say that our problems are twofold: authority and the people. Now, the proportion will tilt towards the proportion in terms of the burden or the weight, the responsibility will tilt largely on the governors, the authority. But when you have a people who value their convenience, no matter how whimsical it is, no matter how trivial it is, and you have an authority, a state authority, or the state as the authority looking on, and what would Sky usually say? We don't enforce laws in the name of what do you call it? Livelihood, that people must survive. When we do that, we are only sensitizing or socializing a people with a certain disregard for what they ought to do, for their responsibility. The state watches us to drive aboboyas and pragias on highways, to dump rubbish. I saw a video of the children's hospital, the road connecting to it, and on the two sides of the road there are heaps of filth. And this is the children's hospital. Somebody put that video on Facebook. The state watches on while we do all of these respectfully nasty things. That becomes our culture. And when our back is against the wall and the state comes in, or when it is politically convenient for them to come in, even how they come in to enforce the laws is full of, we don't have enough resources, we don't have the budgets for that, we don't have the men for that. Our problems are created by us, largely. And if we don't deal with those ones, we can't attack the problems that we inherited. Our modern problems are 21st, are we in the 22nd century? We are the ones causing it, and it rests with us to undo a lot of these things.
So, Sky, it appears to me there isn't a fair intersection of state interest and citizen interest, where citizens are willing to, collaborate with the state for the right thing to be done, and where the state too is, disciplined enough to, stay away from profiteering from the indiscipline of the citizens, and then crack the whip so that there is an equitable society where everyone who does his best, putting their best, will get the fair opportunities available to us, to their ambitions, and as much as they are willing to fight for?
It's a very, broad question, but I mean, it will be useful to take it apart. And that is where the issue of who to blame sometimes is elevated in discussions like this. So the concept of the state is different from the concept of government. The state is the permanent entity that has sovereignty or certain semblance of sovereignty, and it has a political structure that through which it administers its affairs. Then you have the government, which you loosely would describe as the group of people who, for the time being, are in charge of the running of the state. Do you understand? So when we use the terms, we should be clear which of them we refer to. The state of Ghana is that permanent, entity, with clearly defined borders, blah, blah, blah. It may change over time depending on when we get up and say, okay, for this part of the country, we don't even need it as part of Ghana anymore. I'm just saying.
I get it.
But the government is the people who, for the time being, are in charge of the affairs of the state.
Acting for the state.
Sky, and if I may, I appreciate and I agree with that distinction. But there's a certain reality that we exist in. Okay. And in my interaction with Caleb, I made reference to the capture of the state. When that happens, that clear-cut line you're talking about between state and government for the time being, that government exists, that line disappears. So in as much as I agree with you that there should be that distinction, the reality is quite different. The reality is, what's the word?
The lines are blurred.
The lines are blurred, but there's a way you guys say it that is mixed. Potogumo or something. There's a way you guys say it. It's mashed up together.
Okay.
There's a tree way that's said, that's like it's said in humor. I wanted to recall that. Exactly.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Okay.
That's the point I wanted to make.
Okay. So, I mean, moving on from there, then you asked a question as to whether the president was not in a pole position to deal with it. Yes. Then you see, then that brings it to the second arm of our distinction, the clear distinction we've drawn, which is the government.
Yes. Because
for the time being, he is the head of this country, the head of state. And if you look at Article 58(2) of the Constitution, the president is empowered to wield executive authority of Ghana, and then also that authority extends to the maintenance of the Constitution and all other laws.
Correct.
So that if there is a law which has become useless or cannot properly be enforced, it is his job to cause the necessary processes to be engaged, to send those laws to Parliament, for Parliament to take a second look at them. It is also his job to ensure that those laws that are on the statute books, which serve useful purpose, are properly prosecuted. In other words, people who offend those laws have got to be brought to book, because he's the head of state and he has a constitutional duty to ensure the maintenance of these laws and other laws. Then you also have in the same constitution, Article 257, Clause 6. And if you go to Section 1 of the Minerals Commission Act, Minerals Commissions and Minerals Mining Act of 2006, our laws vest in the president all the mineral resources that we have in the country. What that means is that he is holding these resources in trust for all of us. So that if someone, somewhere in Gini or wherever, decides that he is going into the belly of the earth, unearth gold for his family, he himself and people around him, to sponsor his political candidate, it is the job of the president to ensure that the law applies. The people are punished. You understand?
Yes.
But Kakra made an intelligent point about the reality of how people capture the state and use it to serve their own purposes. and that you see that with how people enter into political parties, how those parties are funded, why they are funding them, and how they are able to blunt the systems that are used in attacking these levels of irresponsibility. But if you look at it, the president, as she rightly said, is in his last term. It's not perhaps. The president doesn't have any, opportunity to run again because the constitution on the face of it is clear. And it is only an unreasonable interpretation or a strained interpretation that will force or, expand the law as to accommodate a certain thinking that the president can run again.
He says so himself, that his understanding of the constitution, that this is his
this is Ghana.
This is Ghana. Let's be, this is not enough. You heard Johnson as he get here, and he was not happy that, there are people within who believe that the man must run again, and that there's room for that. He's not happy, and if you are not happy with that, then you are seen to be an enemy of President Mahama. So there's so much going around within the NDC that you
shouldn't take things on face value.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's not to say that.
Very well noted.
But the point I'm making is that you are not seeking another term, even if you were seeking another term.
Yeah.
You stood before the good people of Ghana and swore an oath to ensure that their laws are enforced against all persons, regardless of where they may be coming from.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Which means that even if your own party men and women are involved in illegal mining, your job is to ensure that the law applies equally. If elements of the opposition are equally irresponsible enough to undermine our environment through illegal mining, your job as president is to ensure that those people are held accountable, and you do it with equal weight, regardless of whether a person is from the opposition or is from your government. And you do that well aware that your own party is behind you. We do know that when presidents are sometimes opposed by their political parties, they tend to pussyfoot over matters they should be straightforward about. But on this particular matter, we heard the General Secretary of the party. He said publicly that to win the fight against illegal mining would demand specific things from the state, and that we should change our approach to fighting it. And that winning the fight is the greatest legacy we can leave in the memory of the 8 who died in their pursuit of a way of dealing with this particular matter. Which means that the party was speaking to some extent through the General Secretary. Of course, many people would disagree as to whether that represents the collective view of the party. Do you understand? But he stood there. He was invited as General Secretary to make those remarks. The party hasn't thus far come out to say that, okay, we held a meeting and that was in our position. Yeah. So for now, for the time being, we can say to some extent that it represented a certain view of the party.
Yeah.
So if you have your party behind you, you are in your last term as president of the Republic of Ghana.
Yeah.
What would you be afraid of?
You have nothing to lose.
You have nothing to lose. Your job is to ensure that, look, my people have died. 2 ministers of state, 1 former minister of state. They died just like that. Someone else serving or, responsible for NADMO and blah, blah, blah also perished.
Yeah.
Then you have army officers also died in this disaster. Now, we could not waste the moment, however tragic, provided by this particular incident. So let's go after the people. Yeah. Let's deal with them. If it is state of emergency, declare it.
I was going to ask.
Provide the resources to ensure that people are punished. And when we broach the matter sort of with some restraint, the feeling, we are all mourning, please, we are still, so don't, please,
which was reasonable.
Which was reasonable, but,
a year on.
and we were expecting that, action will happen, momentum will pick up, and that the president will be ruthless, because these were people very close to him.
Very dear to
I mean, Omani Boama, you can say, is virtually the president's right-hand man.
Yeah.
If you take Standogbe and, the chief of staff,
I get it.
Exactly. So you look at it and you ask yourself,
If these people can be wasted like that in an air disaster, on their way to launch a program which they said was going to deal with illegal mining in a way, until today, 365 days or 366 days, depending on how you're looking at it, we have not seen an elevated fight beyond putting an opposition, figure in jail because somehow we were told by the fact that he facilitated illegal mining.
That's not significant enough.
That is, you can't even call that a pass.
For the magnitude of the problem of Galamsey,
you can't.
That's inadequate.
It's a drop in the ocean.
Look, we have sat on this platform over the past year, review stories in some cases, police stations almost mined by illegal miners. By the roadside, they are not concealing themselves in some bush somewhere in
now they are taking videos
with reckless abandon
and publishing.
They are just on some steroids.
a community, Agenda 111 hospital. Recently, we reviewed a story like that.
The boundaries are being mined.
We have DCEs in office. We have MCEs in office. We have national security agents in every district of this country.
With some of these MCEs being accused of being complicit.
Exactly.
As Igbe mentioned.
And you have unit committee members, you have assemblymen, you have party chairmen, party chairwomen. All of these people are in all kinds of spaces. And a government that is in its last term, if we reduce it to President Mahama alone, there should be no reason why we don't go out there with all guns blazing, and I use it in loosely, to deal ruthlessly with the people who are doing this. Instead, what have we seen? In some cases, MPs are writing letters to the ECG to supply electricity to people who are engaged in illegal mining. Letters, some of which have been published by, journalists. Mining concessions belonging to private people, like private companies who lawfully acquire them from the state, are being encroached by people claiming loyalty to one party and who say that by reason of their party being in power, as the report suggests, they were entitled to take over these concessions and mine them as they so wish. 2 days or 3 days ago, my attention was drawn to this story that we're reviewing about Avle. It was not about a glass factory, as the facts appear to have suggested now, that these were illegal miners who were engaged in their enterprise in their own paradise. A snake shows up, someone pulls a gun in an attempt to terminate the snake, and in the process, engaged an explosive device that caused the disaster. People died as a result. Now, what has this responsible group of people in charge of affairs done about it? That's fine. Have you heard that somebody has been arrested? Or that there is even an investigation into what kind of weapon was engaged? What they were doing there at that material moment, if the facts reported by others that these were illegal miners doing their illegal business, which resulted in this and that and that. We have seen officers of state in some cases in these mining communities who had to flee, leaving their sleepers behind because marauding youth empowered by a certain political group decided that they were going after the lives of these people who are coming to the community to raise questions about illegal mining. So I understand why Kakra will go as far as suggesting that this is a failed state. But I object strongly because in the realm of geopolitics, governance, and all of those things, the concept of a failed state means something entirely different. You're talking about Somalia.
Well, we understood that.
No, I understand. No, it's not an attack.
No. But I'm just saying that, you see, our view of what the country or the state is in should be from our own experiences rather than
what
the global view.
Internationally accepted as.
Do you get? I understand you, but I hold a different view.
Very well. So let's wrap up.
Yes,
I'll let him wrap up. I'll come back to you. I don't know, Nabi. I said some moderate time.
He has to pay bills.
What do you say?
So you see, and it is sad. What is the government currently engaged in? It's interested in changing the constitution to serve whatever purpose.
No, we want 5 years to do more.
No, you see, that is an irresponsible way to even engage governmental time.
And if I may add, please, talking about the state, look at the opposition today. They are demonstrating, right? About what? Okay. What agenda is in their demonstration? Right. That is about the
welfare,
many problems going on. Our welfare. Okay. We just came from a flooding.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
We haven't figured out the sanitation problem.
No, we haven't.
Have we?
No, we haven't.
We have a crisis of should I call it indiscipline?
Indiscipline in our high schools.
Not just in our high schools. Violence. Extreme violence in our high schools. There's predatory behavior of school authorities or some teachers, etc. None of this is on the list of the opposition. The government is dilly-dallying around the problems. The opposition is demonstrating over their clear interest.
Absolutely.
And this is why I say that when you look from your experience, the states,
as far as your
so you see the way
not
to
from
put
the
it,
spectacles of the world,
I completely
but
agree.
from what we experience.
I appreciate your point.
So a core plank of the problems of Ghana are demonstrating against another core plank of the problems of Ghana. That's what
fighting for their own interests.
Exactly. That's how it is. Because when they were in office, we spoke here. We lifted the campaign against illegal mining here. And demanded that some actions be taken. To their credit, they started something. But ultimately, the fight collapsed. You understand? Which would explain why people still believe that something has got to be done. We can all see the problems. So, if we bring it back home, the point I am making is that one of the biggest failures of President Mahama will be his inability to capitalize on the disaster of the magnitude we saw in the Western, Basi last year, to actually confront decidedly, one of them, and deal with this matter of illegal mining.
So I will.
Thus far, he has done a terrible job.
Right.
Equal to failing an exam.
Very well. So that's the verdict. So if you had to resit this, I'll come back to you and say how else should we approach this in a minute each, and I'll come back to you on that, right? Kakra, I'll come to you shortly. Great news is that Ongalicious Abingwaha promo has been extended to the 15th of August, and now participating is even easier. Simply submit 20 Onga powder promo sachets or 20 Onga shrimp tablet promo wrappers, or a mix of the two, making 20. Submit them to any of our redemption centers near you. You will receive a scratch card. Send it. Scratch it to review your unique code and dial *713*27# and win instantly. We have more than 4 million Ghana cedis worth of cash and prizes to be won, including cash prizes up to 200,000 Ghana cedis, smart TVs, deep freezers, washing machines, kitchen appliances, and many more. Harry, promo ends on the 15th of August. This is regulated on the NLA's Caritas Lottery platform. PPA Electricals offers 100% genuine electrical products from top global brands and up to 5-year warranties for home, commercial, and industrial needs. Enjoy August discounts and a chance to win a free generator at their branches or online. T's and C's apply. Our products range from distribution boards, circuit breakers, solar cables, AVRs, Huawei solar packages, smart home DIY home items. We stock trusted brands like Siemens, Chint, Hyoki. We have plenty brands, so Huawei, Delta, Phoenix, Contact, Sonoff. Visit any of our branches from Spintex to Opera Square, North Industrial Area, Kaswa Off Town, Oyare 5, Yenya Matayeko, Dawenya Community 25. Store.automationghana.com is where you can shop online. Call us 050-349-8181. PPA Electricals, genuine products, expert support, guaranteed quality. Now imagine a world where your power never fails, your data is always secure, and your business never stops. That's the world Left Signature Limited is building every single day. Electrical engineering services, cutting-edge renewable energy solutions, solar and microgrids, Left Signature keeps your world powered and protected. Our data center and cloud services ensure maximum uptime, seamless connectivity, and strong disaster recovery so your business never misses a beat. We also deliver custom applications, ERP systems, and AI-powered solutions designed to boost productivity and drive growth. Download LEP Power app on Play or App Store. We have the web version as well. 0256 111 811 is the number to call. Visit leftsignature.com. Lashibi North Celebrity Estate is where to find us. We'll take a very quick break. When we're back, we have more.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and front whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Original the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Looking to build strong, beautiful, and long-lasting structures? Then you need the right materials, and we've got you covered. At Rockstars Building Products, we provide top-quality building solutions you can trust. For your roofing needs, choose our light-gauge premium steel truss. Strong, durable, and built to last. Pair it with our premium-coated aluminium and aluzinc roofing sheets for maximum protection and a sleek finish. Working on interiors, we supply quality metal noggins for solid framing, as well as POP, plasterboard, and acoustic solutions to give your ceilings and walls a smooth, modern look with excellent sound control. And don't forget, your project isn't complete without reliable electricals. We have high-quality cable trays, electrical cables, distribution boards, switches, multi-sockets, and other electrical accessories for all your electrical needs. Visit us today at Taifa Junction, off the Achimota and Sawam Road, or find us across all regions in Ghana. Call us now on 0544-338-041 or 0243-690-402. Rockstars Building Products, quality and affordable.
Are you ready to advance your career, sharpen your leadership skills, and become a transformational professional? Welcome to Heritage Christian University School of Graduate Studies, Research, and Professional Development. Enroll in our MSc, MA, and MPhil programs designed for today's global leader. Flexible learning, experienced faculty, practical research, and a Christ-centered academic environment. Choose from a wide range of graduate programs in cybersecurity, systems engineering, accounting, HR management, public sector management, business intelligence, corporate governance and leadership, organization development and consulting, Christian studies, and more. Weekend and hybrid learning options are available for working professionals. Contact us through all media channels. Call or WhatsApp us on 053-237-3100. Heritage Christian University, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you'd love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
24 after 9, Kakra still with me with Richard and the Sky. Would you leave your front door wide open before going to bed, Kakra? No?
In Ghana here, no.
Okay, but elsewhere you could. Well, of course, though. Why give away your PIN? I mean, your one-time password. Don't do that. These details are very private and they are for your eyes only, like view once, you see? So remember, do not disclose your PIN or OTP. Don't even use it for view once for anybody. If anyone asks for them, that's a red flag. Avoid clicking suspicious links, and in case of any doubt, always pause, think, and verify. Hashtag shine your eyes and protect your accounts. Spot the fraud and stop the fraud. For assistance, call 030-708-6000. Omni Basic Bank is not just another bank. Piva Beverages will give you a best in every sip. You will discover the refreshing taste of Piva Cola, Piva Tangy, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape. So grab yours today. Available at a local store near you. 0550-032-231. Piva Beverages, a taste you will love. Let's recommend Diamond Cement to you, because if you want anything, it's got to be the very best. Diamond 42.5 outgrade is the highest quality on the Ghanaian market. They've been doing this in the last 26 years. They are rated green by the EPA. We have the 32.5 outgrade, great value for your pocket. Deal with the company directly if you wish to buy. We recommend you do, actually. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide. Our factories are now Plao, Takoradi, and Buepe. 0244-313-368. Diamond Cement is still as hard as a diamond. Closing arguments, you say?
Closing arguments. The pressure, Madam Producer, is giving me. So, in conclusion, Caleb, you see, I think that we need to reach the point, okay? And if the political class, the ruling class, are not going to do that by themselves, we have to demand that from them, to pull the brakes on the political convenience in how they are governing us, the partisan interest and the parochial interest they have placed above citizen interest, okay? And I'll tell you why this is concerning. Yesterday, I encountered some data, some statistics from the recent Afrobarometer report, which is on African Insights, that they surveyed about 38 countries, okay, and what they discovered, which for me, they discovered a number of things. The key thing for me was that Africa's young people, highly skilled, highly educated, okay, the majority of this group have considered and are considering migrating out of this country to seek greener pastures. Okay, and let's not lose fact of a lot of anti-immigration sentiment we've seen outside the continent, and yet this is how the young people in Africa feel,
despite it all.
Exactly. Okay, because it means that you are going to move into a space where you are not necessarily wanted. But over here, look at what we are losing. We are losing the lifeblood, the young people, okay, who have the many years ahead, who should be producing, who should be using their creative energies, the skilled and the educated. Okay, we stand the chance of losing them elsewhere that they are not wanted, and so we need to really sit down and decide how we are going to recreate hope. Okay, and this is not hope building castles in the air, tangible hope, so that our young people can see the opportunity here, stay here, and we can tap into their talents, which later will be rewarding. That's my conclusion.
Francisca Kakrafosi Zio. Let's tell you about bills. The bills that break silence, because there's a certain silence that ensures that you're unable to pick your call, that makes you pretend your shop is full when it's empty. That silence when salary finishes 2 weeks and there's still more to go. Goods are stuck at the port and clearing agents keep calling. That silence can be broken because it has a name and it's called money. Bills breaks the silence whether you need working capital, a salary loan, emergency cash, or startup funding. Your Ghana card is all you need. Bills, call them now. 0596920833. Break the silence. Bills got you. I have loads of your comments. I'll bring them to you in a bit. Now, many have been calling because, you know, school is about to reopen. Kids are going to go to senior high school and parents are looking for money. Just everywhere you pass, boys are looking for money. The streets are hot. So I have friends who are saying that they have some buafo for you because, you know, buafo, you understand. So I'll be having a conversation with Dennis Boateng. We have a PSB Relationship Manager, Greater Central, George Osekre, Deputy Branch Manager, Tudu. Where are they from? They're from Societe Generale Ghana SME. They call it the PSB Loans Promo, the buafo Kessie Be Abba promo. So we'll be having that conversation in a bit. But Life Source International School is calling you to bring your girls to them for a STEM and entrepreneurial education like none other, with boarding facilities. They are located at a Palm Junction Central Region. 055-955-2263. Call this number now. They accept girls from Cambridge JHS 1 through A levels, offering safe learning environment, affordable tuition, and scholarship opportunities for 2025 and 2026. LifeSourceGhana.org is where you find them online. Now, let me welcome Dennis and George to the studio, guys. Welcome to the studio, man.
Thank you, Ken.
Really good to see you. It's been a long time, my guy. So SMEs are, often described as the backbone of Ghana's economy, but they continue to struggle. And from where you sit, what would you say is this is the reason why? What are some of the biggest struggles that SMEs are facing, Dennis?
All right, so Caleb, good morning. Let me say a good morning to your listeners as well. Yeah, so you did mention SMEs are the backbone of every thriving economy in this world, okay? So when it comes to this part of the world, which is Ghana, they've created jobs. I mean, we can attest to the fact that we have hundreds of thousands of businesses created by SMEs.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to contribution to the economy, it's really done well, immensely, okay? Look at the business around Okanshi, Makola, Tudu, and its enclaves. They have an impactful business which contributes a lot to the economy. Okay, so from where I sit as a banker, okay, so the barrier really heads around or revolves around one, the rising operating costs of business in Ghana.
Yeah.
Okay, so two, that'll be the cash flow restraints. Okay, and I can't go without mentioning the limited access to financing,
right.
And maybe lastly, lack of know-how and skill of a particular business. So, with my biggest experience as a banker, the ultimate challenge is still access to finance.
But
Yes.
George, there is something that SG Ghana is doing to support SMEs over the years. How have you sought to, take away these hurdles that Dennis talks about so that the SME, which is the engine of our economy, will be propelled and function appropriately?
So, Societe Generale Ghana has been recognized as a bank that really supports SME business heavily in terms of growth. And we don't look at a one-size business solution to every business.
Okay.
We have specific tailored financial solutions for specific business needs. And that is truthfully what has inspired the PSB loan campaign. We want to create this awareness and let business owners know that we have tailored solutions for their businesses.
That's a good one. I like it. So take us through some of these, Dennis.
Okay, so for the purpose of the campaign or to our listeners, okay, so when we say PSB in Societe Generale Ghana PLC, it also means SME.
PSB is SME.
Yes,
Okay,
SME,
good.
as George they say. So the campaign seeks to highlight some key solutions to some challenges business face during their day-to-day business of running operation, okay, in this country. So for the purpose of your listeners, let me just highlight on 3 of these products. Okay, let me touch on 3. So the first one would be the finance lease, okay, or the leasing. Okay, so if you're a business owner and you need an equipment or a machinery to expand your operation, let's say you are into a printing, you need maybe additional printing machines to expand your operation. Maybe you will have a wholesaling, retailing distribution business, you may need a sort of a van. You have this transport gap, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you follow on us for us to give you the solution?
Okay.
You get you a van or any of these moving cars to transport your goods from one side to
Right.
the other.
Right.
Okay, not to mention clinics, hospitals. Maybe you are into any of these. You need a specialized equipment
Mhm.
for your operation.
Mhm.
Just come to us, sit with us for us to help your business thrive. The
Right.
next one I'll talk about is the Boafo loan. Of course, you are wearing the t-shirt, the
Mhm.
Boafo
Boafo
Kessie.
Kessie, Abba.
Boafo Kessie, yes. So the Boafo in Akan language means helper, okay?
Mm.
So this Boafo or the helping loan is a working capital loan
Mhm.
designed to pump or inject funds into your working capital. It could be you're a business owner, you've been working for some time now, you don't really see any growth in your business. Probably you need a bank, Societe Generale Ghana PLC, to inject some funds into your working capital to take your business to the
Right.
next level. Okay.
Right.
So the last one I'll talk about is the factoring and the invoice discounting. Maybe you're a distributor, maybe you render service to other businesses, entities,
Mhm.
or let's say companies.
Yeah.
And this is the case, you've done work for them, you've submitted your invoice for payment, but the payment date is not due yet, and you need some funds to operationalize your business.
Yeah.
Why don't you come to us, sit with us, and let us have your invoice? We can even discount up to 80% of that total invoice
Wow.
you submitted. Yes, okay,
Wow.
you've submitted. Then you sit aside whilst we chase your funds for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So Caleb, so with all these said,
Yeah.
okay, when it comes to SME business or assisting with finance, SG is a trusted name or a partner in this. So because we have the expertise, the experience, we always provide you the tailored solution that is needed to help your business grow or thrive.
That's why you say the Boafo Kesiaba.
Yes, Boafo Kessie,
Right.
the big helper.
So how do we assess, George? Tell us how SME operators can access these financing opportunities.
So this PSB loan campaign is a fine opportunity for every business owner to come and have a conversation with us. They can visit any of our 38 branches across the country or contact our call center number on 030-221-314. I'll take it again, 030-221-4-314.
Wonderful.
Or they can visit us on our website, www.societegenerale.com.gh.
Does
Or
one
they can visit
any
any
the
of our
branches?
socials.
Does one need to be a prior customer in order to access this?
You don't have to be a customer. Okay. We want you to come.
Mm.
Wherever you are in this part of the country, come to us. Okay. We want to have that relationship with you to start a business. So please come to any of the branches or any of the socials George mentioned. We have a team of competent people who are ready to assist you with your inquiries and queries. So start from there.
Right.
So just come, let us onboard you, and we start from there.
All right. Dennis Boateng, we have a PSB relationship manager, Greater Central.
Yes, please.
And then George Oseke. George is my man from way back.
Way back.
Secondary school time. But which school were you in? I
was in Accra High.
Yeah. I do a lot of debates at that time.
Really, yeah?
Yeah, I was in a really
Okay,
senior high school. George, what will be your final words before you leave as Deputy Branch Manager? Tudu. No, all the Ahisco people are coming to you for regiment.
Definitely. Opportunity higher and higher.
What will be your last word before you leave
last
us,
words
George?
actually will go to the business owners.
Right.
I encourage them to visit any of our branches.
Right.
We have technically endowed relationship managers that when you approach them,
Right.
they will take time to understand your business, help you grow it to the optimum level,
Right.
and get the best business solutions.
George and Dennis, thank you for what you do together with your colleagues at SG Societe Generale
Ghana PLC.
SG Ghana.
The preferred bank.
SG Ghana.
Yes, please.
Boafo Kessie.
Abba.
I like that.
We say the future is you.
I like that. Gentlemen, thank you so much. We wish you the very best in all you do. And thank you for passing through the studios.
Caleb, thank you so much.
It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Have a
Nice.
nice day.
You too. Charlie.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Live your dream now at Eden Heights. Move into our beautifully finished and ready to move in 3 and 4 bedroom apartment or penthouses thoughtfully designed for modern living today. Enjoy the serenity of a secure gated community with a fully equipped sports complex, landscape surroundings, ample parking, 24-hour security, reliable backup utilities, and convenient access to shopping, entertainment, and everyday essentials. With up to 3 years interest-free payment plans and mortgage financing options available, owning your dream home has never been easier. And here's the good news. Pay 50% or more and move in today. Book a viewing now on 0501 531 444 or 445 and on our website at www.edenheights.com.gh. Eden Heights, the heights of modern living.
What will the world need tomorrow? Smarter systems, bolder thinkers, people who don't just use technology but build it as well. At Academic City University, that's exactly whom we train. Whether you're starting your undergraduate degree or advancing with a master's program, from business and communication arts to engineering and computational sciences, our programs are built with industry for real-world impact. You won't just graduate with a certificate, you'll graduate ready to solve, build, and lead. The future belongs to those who are prepared. Are you ready? Call 0594 030 308. Academic City University, educating future-ready leaders.
Eno, you know what our father left us when he died?
Debts?
He left us land, Eno. But Nanayo said the land is his. The court said, come back in 2031.
Hey, that's not an inheritance. That's a curse, brother.
Real Ejapade doesn't come with disputes. At Deftraco Woodlands, a 592-acre master planned gated city in Dawenya, your inheritance is waiting. Don't leave your children a court case. Leave them Deftraco Woodlands, the Ejapade they will be proud of. Visit woodlands.devtracogroup.com. Call or WhatsApp us today on 0208 732 302.
Kofi, I think we need to call them.
Deftraco Woodlands, where your roots run deep.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
All around from whence comes my help.
42 after 9, and we have joining us in the studio Prophet Benjamin Fojo. Invasion 2026 is happening this year. Benjamin Fojo Ministry is a major faith gathering and is themed the supernatural. When is it happening? Where would it be? How can you be a part? And why must you be there? Prophet Benjamin Fojo joins us for more on that. It's good to have you in the studio, sir.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
God is helping us.
Amazing. So let's talk about the Invasion 2026.
Yes, sir.
What is it about? Who are we invading? What are we invading? What are we doing the invasion?
All right, thank you so much. For a very long time, I believe a lot of Christians are living a life of misconception because the truth that guides them has been miscommunicated.
Okay.
Now, people don't know that aside God giving people the chance to live the life they want to live, there's an expectation God wants them to have.
Okay.
And that is to ensure that they do what He says according to Scripture and through divine inspiration.
Right.
So I believe the whole idea of invasion is helping us understand life from God's perspective
and
how to make it work. Sir.
So that's what you call the supernatural.
Exactly.
And it's themed. It's a focus is scaled from Psalm 82.
Yes,
6.
the supernatural.
Right.
Yes.
So this is a prophetic gathering.
It's, well, do I say prophetic? It's everything that God wants us to do.
Okay.
It's apostolic, the prophetic. Everything I believe God wants us to have will take place here.
What should we expect when we come?
All right. So most often, whenever I'm being asked this, I tell people that expect everything you want Christ to do for you.
Okay.
Because every manifestation stems from expectation.
Right. Every manifestation stems from expectation.
There's nothing God will do beyond your belief. Even Jesus will tell them, do you believe you'll be healed? When they said yes, then a healing took place. So believe Christ
So
and you see
according to your faith.
According to your belief.
According to your belief, right. Now, the prophetic office in Ghana has come under focus.
A lot.
Because these days we see prophets predicting football matches, predicting elections and other things, and sometimes you know what I'm talking
exactly,
about, right? So what do you think is the main mandate of the prophetic, and are we missing the mark?
All right. So if you study the book of Revelation chapter 19 verse number 10, the Bible says worship God, for the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. So it's clear from scripture that God instituted this ministry. Now, the gospel was never preached in isolation of the post culture. What that means is everything people came to know about God was also intertwined with the understanding about life. So sometimes in the bid for men to tell the difference, they get it wrong. Now, I believe that the real ministry that God has called everyone into, which is the prophetic, is to ensure that we preach Christ, his fullness, his glory, his purpose, and mandate.
Okay.
So beyond the scope of this thing people are doing every now and then, is to ensure that Christ is revealed and Christ be glorified.
I see. So now, there must be standards for which we evaluate these prophecies, right? And what would you expect of Ghanaians who consume, follow the ministry of some of our well-known prophets when they get into these arenas?
Now, if these prophecies will not lead to the glory of the King, there's no need believing in that. Now, you see, like I said, in scripture, we didn't only use accuracy to tell who a prophet was. Somebody can be accurate and still not use the right spirit, because even spiritual can prophesy. But once it is onto the glorification of God's kingdom, then we can tell the spirit behind this fact. Yes, sir.
So it must be to the advancement of the kingdom, and not for personal aggrandizement.
Exactly. I mean, why would somebody talk about, and don't get me wrong, I mean, God can't speak about election. God can speak about football.
Okay.
But I feel these are not major facts that will bring about salvation.
Okay.
Because everything about the life of the believer must exude God's glory.
Because there's that thing about foretelling and foretelling.
Exactly. So, truly speaking, we have to bring people to the understanding of the truth about Christ himself.
And the people can also predict events from all kinds of spirits.
And I mean, we've had people who don't even believe in God at all.
Yeah.
And they could actually tell who's going to win football. Does it make them prophets? No.
Not necessarily. So you want Ghanaians, how do you want Ghanaians to receive the ministry of prophets? Because in one breath, some think that people are over... Okay, I don't know if I'm right. Yeah. So some are uncritically following, and others too are uncritically dismissing.
Yes.
So where should we strike the balance?
Whenever people get things wrong because of a misunderstanding, they tend to lose their blessings as well.
Okay.
Because the devil would always use what God has intended to bless you with.
Okay.
So I tell people this: the Christian faith begins with what you believe about God. That is why God gives us parameters. He gives us things to believe about him. These are called church doctrines. These are called denominational doctrines. So in a bid for people to tell the difference, let's come into the understanding of Christ and what he wants to do. Now, if you study your Bible, you realize that every Christian, some way, some is a theologian. Because in communicating the doctrine, there ought to be three indices. Number one, it ought to be believed by the early apostles. Number two, it ought to be endorsed by Christ himself. And number three, the law, which is Moses, had to make mention of that. So when you check these things and you realize that, okay, this isn't really communicating all that God wants us to do, it can be judged.
So you must test the prophecy.
Oh,
also.
yes.
You don't take it hook, line, and sinker.
Just don't be moved by what you hear. At least try to discern to know the spirit behind it. You know, in the days of old, you realize most of the believers knew God based on what they said about him. So you realize that in a bit for them to describe who God really was, there were misconceptions as well. So they actually got the interpretation wrong as well. But once Christ gives us the understanding of himself through discernment, people get to know him.
Who is Benjamin Fojo, Prophet Benjamin Fojo, for those who are hearing of you for the first time?
One who has been mandated by God to ensure that lives are blessed and souls are redefined.
Amazing. And you are going to have the Invasion 2026.
Yes, sir.
Share with us what personal moments you have had that has shaped your own faith in your walk with God.
So 15 years ago, our father took us to Belgium, myself and my sisters.
Right.
And then I think after a few years, the Lord blew us big time. The ministry became so big in Europe. Now, those in Europe who can tell you that it's not easy having a big church in Europe. So from nowhere, the enemy began to find us. Attendance began to go down. Everything began to go down the lane. But guess what? What shocked us was the fact that somebody wrote to the government and said, I think these people are not worthy to live in Belgium. They wrote to the government and the government took our documents from us.
Wow.
Yes, so we had no documents for years. At a point, we had to leave our house because we were scared of the police to live in the church premises for years. So we used to go to school from the church office. And people didn't know about that. So for years, like, God, you know one thing, we can't serve God and end up in disgrace. No. We can't call your name and see shame. There's something wrong somewhere. You ought to speak to us. And the Lord told me that all these troubles were sent by me to bring you into intimacy with the Father. He said, you knew me on account of your gift, but today, pain has given you value. And that was it.
Interesting. Now, when is the Invasion?
This weekend.
This very weekend.
On Saturday and Sunday.
So 28th and 8th and 9th.
8th and 9th
of August. And you were saying that it will have a lasting impact when we come around.
I believe that. I believe that.
For someone in Accra hearing about this for the first time, what would you say to them that they should put aside other commitments and show up? Why must we put aside other
Now, I believe God provided them this opportunity for them to hear the truth. You know, the truth has to be heard before it can be believed. So once people are hearing me talk about this program, it's God telling them indirectly that come for this conference. So leave what you're doing and let me see this weekend at the Palm Convention Center.
Prophet Benjamin Fojo.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for passing through.
It's a blessing.
With your final word, what would that be?
All right. So, like you rightly said, man of God, in as much as many people may not be too excited about how things have been in the prophetic ministry, I also believe it's more important to tell people the power of character.
Right.
It's more evident for them to believe who Christ is based on how you live your life. You know, the Bible of the unbeliever is the life of the Christian. There are Christians who don't actually believe that God calls them a living epistle.
Right.
Apostle Paul called that living epistle. What that means is, if somebody hasn't read the Bible before, everything they see you do, they should tell
the scripture they know
that, okay, this is somebody we can actually bank on. The Bible says they call them Christians, not because they said so, but because they saw the evidence of Christ lived in their life. So let's tell Christians, irrespective of all they're going through this economical crisis, I believe character is more powerful than prophecy.
Thank you so much. Character is more powerful than prophecy. Is a good place to chew on that. And thank you for passing through, and we wish you God's blessings for your events this weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Many blessings. Prophet Benjamin Fojo inviting you for Invasion 2026. The supernatural is the theme. Is happening at the Palms Convention Center, La Palm,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Palms Convention Center. What's the time, please?
4 p.m. each night.
4 p.m.
On the
each
8th,
night.
4 p.m. and on Sunday, 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. We wish you God's
Thank you.
blessings.
Thank you.
And the countdown is on. The ABSA Auto Fair in partnership with Citi FM and Hollard Insurance. We're bringing Ghana's leading automotive brands and thousands of car lovers together for one exciting weekend. Join us from Saturday 22nd to Sunday 23rd August at Good Park, Accra Mall, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. for the biggest auto event of the year. Bring a friend, bring the family, and come and explore vehicles, enjoy test drives, insurance and affordable finance options from ABSA Bank while you pimp your rides with new accessories. Looking to showcase your business? Book an exhibition space by sending us a WhatsApp message 054-136-1237 today. So there is a National Interfaith Memorial Service being held in honor of the departed aides. And it's happening at the UPSA. It's beaming live on Channel 1 television. We'll bring you live coverage of that on the radio as well. So thank you for doing the listening. We're crossing over to UPSA for the memorial service. Enjoy.